Alright, so once again, last time you talked to the historian, you argued about which way you wanted to go. Members of the Frontier Alliance told you that going in the underworld would not be a good idea. Basically, they say that, well, you could ask more details about that if you wanted to. Since you have decided over the break that you're heading to Stadoric, the members of the Alliance and actually, what's your name? Serena Vale, the leader of the Alliance, has asked you to come in briefly before you leave.
I'd be happy to.
So she welcomes you into an official chamber, officiating chamber of some sort.
I'm in her chambers?
It's a well-appointed room with chairs along the sides and one central chair and desk kind of at the back end. And there are several other high-ranking members there. And she greets you, your whole group, as you enter. And she says, I feel that it is perhaps a bit late to be doing this, but we believe that you have earned this new rank, and we present you with your silver badges of membership.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So
wow.
You've gone straight from steel to silver, skipping brass.
Okay.
Sorry. I think I said the wrong one.
I wonder what you have to do to get gold.
Not to silver, sorry. It was to brass, skipping steel. Anyway.
What were we before?
There was one below that.
Just iron or something?
I need to have these things ready before I start talking about them.
Copper, maybe? It doesn't really matter. We're brass now.
From lackey number 3 to lackey number 2. Oh boy.
You were copper. So copper skips steel, and you go straight on to brass.
Yeah. We went from 5 to 3.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, 6 to 4.
Oh, there's something above gold?
There's no gold. So, here.
What?
It's the lowest is copper, then steel, brass, silver, electrum, and platinum.
It's so weird. Okay.
Wait a second. Oh, how?
And Brian's joined us again. Hello, Brian.
Hi, Brian.
So this ranking system doesn't seem strange to your characters because it is commonly used throughout the whole
I know.
area.
But yeah.
So you now have little badges of the Alliance symbol, which I believe is described here somewhere, or not.
Oh, it has the benefits here. Okay.
Anyway, you have the Alliance badges, and people
do we get a healing?
Huh?
Do we get a healing potion?
Considering that the town was just attacked and pretty much used up all of the healing potions.
Yeah, they're
That
probably out
availability
of
is
stock.
no.
Ability.
But
Could
generally
we-
speaking, you
Could we
will.
use the free currency conversion to launder the money we stole took from Thunderdelve into perfectly honest monetarial units?
It means you can convert your money from, gold to platinum or whatever if you wanted to. You could change those.
So
Change the
could we
dwarven
use-
coins for modern currencies. Yes.
only just modern currencies. Okay.
Brian stole or took. Yeah.
The Frontier Alliance, is it multiple places or just in Riverkeep?
It is along the frontier, so it is known throughout this region. Probably a good 50 to 100 miles reach from here.
Okay, because they're saying the access to Alliance sleeping accommodations and meals for 10G a month.
Right.
So
It is mostly right on the edge. So if you go farther east, then there won't be much presence of the Frontier Alliance. If you go south, past the dwarves into other human towns past there, then there will likely be other frontier areas, Frontier Alliance areas.
yeah. Oh, and that's right. I want to. How many do I have? Yeah, I'm buying some javelins.
Okay.
I'm buying
While you're in the room.
I'm buying 8 javelins to get me up to even 10.
Well, you'll do that when you're not talking to Serena.
Oh, sorry.
Yes. Anyway,
I'm just doing that in town.
the other members all greet you warmly, applaud your promotions and such. And say,
Oh, thank you. Oh, it was nothing. Oh, really? I mean, it's anyone in my position would do the same.
yes, well, keep at it, and you could find yourselves promoted again before too long. And you know that most of the other members here are in the Platinum or Electrum grouping.
Mm.
It doesn't necessarily mean that they're all top quality fighters. It just means that they're high ranking within the Alliance for one reason or
Within
another.
the alliance.
We're
Yeah.
politicians.
There might be some politically appointed more.
Yeah, you do know Serena is the strongest, or at least one of the strongest fighters in this
Oh, yeah.
whole area. She was
I saw her
basically holding
fighting.
a bridge by herself against that.
Didn't she take out that vampire during the fight? I can't remember, but yeah, she was
out
impressive.
like 20 guys while you were watching. So
Yeah. So.
all right. Anyway, you go out by your javelins. Is there anything else that you want to do in town before you leave? Hey Brian, since you're watching, do you want to come in and play one of the absent characters?
So that'd be 8 gold. Oh, sorry, 4 gold.
Well, not absent characters, absent players. Sorry.
You can play the person who's not here. Just stay silent the entire time, and you'll do fine.
15 minutes. Yeah, can't really do much in that.
Yeah.
All right. So, anything else you want to do in town?
We probably won't encounter any stone giants anytime soon, so we probably don't need more knickknacks.
No.
We can't buy health potions. We have all the thing. Well,
No, they're out of stock.
Oh, now would be the time to buy your javelins.
Yeah, that's what I just did.
Oh. Well.
Right. That's why I asked, is there anything else you want to do in town?
Buy a dog?
Buy a dog, you said?
Nah, let's just forget it. Nah, we're good.
You should plan a route, at least whether you want to take the northern or southern path. road.
Okay, what are the pros and cons of each?
The northern trail would lead through Tunstead and then go through the Deadlands, kind of badlands that you know of, and then through the mountains and to Stadoric. It is slightly more direct, but probably longer because it goes through the mountains. Whereas the
Okay.
southern trail would go through Sesterfeld down here, and then kind of goes around the mountains, and you're just going through the plains to Stadoric. Doesn't make a whole lot of difference. You just need to pick one or the other. Tunstead and Sesterfeld are both pretty small towns without.
Oh, there's Stadoric. Oh yeah, that is quite large.
Cheater!
Well, I mean,
I-
it's a well-known town.
Let's see.
So Tunstead is more of a farming area. Sesterfeld is more of a fishing area. But other than
Yeah.
that, there's not much to them.
Sam would probably rather go to the fishing place. Not Sam, I mean Chris. Ugh.
Yeah, though,
I-
up by Tunstead and Ellenpool, is that the ocean or
Those are lakes.
those are lakes? Okay.
You got a sort of rough map, which is why I revealed the towns.
Yeah.
Um,
Um.
Flip a coin. Really can't decide.
Let's.
Oh,
So the north, there's two towns on the way. Looks like.
Potentially, depending on how you go through. Ellenpool isn't really on the way because the road doesn't go past it. It just stops there.
Okay.
So you,
Sure, Chesterfield. Chesterfield. Let's go the southern route, I guess.
and I assume you're all bringing horses as usual.
I'm not.
Well, except for you. As usual, meaning everyone but you
Yeah.
is bringing horses.
Yeah, they all got their horses.
All right. So you set out in the morning, head through town, pass through the farms.
Okay, yeah.
And set out for Eastern Trail. It's going to be. Oops. Just reveal as you go. I was looking up distance to the horizon things, actually not that far. As you travel, you arrive at an unmarked area on your map,
Oh,
and you come across at a crossroads leading north and east from here, and a structure built of natural stone blocks that look like they've been like basically just boulders that were taken from mountains or something and dragged here as they were, not cut at all.
it's Stonehenge.
Not Stonehenge. It's a normal building, but it's just kind of
Okay.
rough stones piled together making walls, and it doesn't seem like it has a roof. Just looking at it from the outside.
Ah. What kind of terrain is this? I don't really understand the map.
Oh, that's scrublands, brushes.
Scrublands. Okay.
So
All right.
It says what it is on the map there, but you could make a religion check
Yeah.
to see if you
Yeah.
recognize it.
I'll make a religion check. Um,
Paladin has no idea what it is.
it's a knowledge. I don't have that.
Actually, which deity is yours?
Uh,
You did the farming one, right?
yeah.
Agriculture.
So it's
Cheryl.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, maybe I should have gone to the farms. Oh well, whatever. We made our decision.
Guess I can make checks for the other two if you want.
Yeah. Trevor, you want to make a check? Bards know things. A religion check. Trevor.
It looks like Wraith knows.
Well, good for Wraith. Does he share it with the rest of the group?
So yes, Wraith says that this is most likely a shrine or temple to Faelun, who is the moon goddess.
Oh, the moon is nice.
They
I like the moon. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the moon.
So followers of Faelun tend to worship in such open and natural areas, and they're also very friendly with the Fae and tend to have kind of that sort of aspect to their worship services, with lots of dance and music and alcohol and so on.
I can appreciate that as a nature paladin.
Mm-hmm. You are familiar with Faelun to some extent because your deities get along. It's just that you didn't recognize the temple from sight.
Yeah.
So you can see that there are some people inside. You can see one passing by the doorway every once in a while.
What time is it?
We left in the morning. It's about halfway through the day. So it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. 3 or 4.
Okay. Well, we might as well say hi.
Okay. You head inside.
Yeah. I'm a friendly gentleman.
All right.
Ooh. Ah.
As you enter, you see that the flooring is mostly just dirt and grass with occasional patches of stonework laid down to like cobblestones for certain
Bit
things.
is strangely interested in everything, despite the fact that it's just dirt. Like, ooh.
You see about a dozen people going around, just seem to be setting up tables with various dishes and platters and vases and so on, full of food and drink. There are a few other rooms at the far end that you can't see into. A young man with rather elvish features comes up to you and says, "Welcome. Are you worshippers of Phelim, perhaps?"
Uh, no, I'm a Cheryl man myself, but
Well, Cheryl's followers are welcome here as well. All are welcome to join us in
we were
our
just
feast.
passing by and we thought we'd stop in and see what's going on. This place looked interesting. There a party happening?
Right now, we are preparing for the first of the midsummer's feasts.
It's midsummer?
It's summer, right?
Oh, it is now.
It is now.
I mean, it should be at this point. It should be summer.
I don't. Last time I cared about the weather was during the winter thing.
Yeah. But it's been several months since then, at least. So, first of the Midsummer Feasts. It is a week-long celebration, and we will be feasting here each night. And honoring Feilun as the moon is at its fullest during this week. Fullest and brightest for the season.
Hey, what's his name again? Trevor, what's your character's name?
Regis.
Regis. Hey, Regis, what do you feel about sticking around a few days?
Uh,
I mean, you know.
if you steal something from a bank, there's less likely to be divine punishment. But I'm fine with it.
What?
We can stay.
What?
So...
I wish we had other characters we could ask.
I imagine Wraith wouldn't mind sticking around for tonight at least.
For probably the exact same reasons.
We're not stealing anything.
Well, you're not stealing anything.
It's just there's good food and parties going on.
All right, so let's stay.
This church is a friend of my church. Can you even lend a hand? Maybe, I don't know.
Okay, so
I mean,
we'll be staying.
It's afternoon, so I mean,
yeah, you could probably make it to Sesterfeld tonight if you wanted to. You would arrive at night.
But this is a much better. This place has lots of food and stuff.
All right, let's stay.
All right, we're gonna have a party.
Okay. So you.
Here's to you, Moon.
You set
Attaboy, good job, Moon. Keep doing your thing, Moon. Keep shining and
keep ruining people's lives by turning them into were animals.
Moving the water and all that stuff. The things that the moon does.
All right.
I don't know much about the moon.
So, he says, yes, well, we are, as you can see, we're still preparing, but feel free to make yourselves at home. He gestures over to a smaller table off to the side that has some grapes and other simple snacks set out. And
Bit is very happy about all of this.
Mira would probably have liked to be here too.
Yeah, Mira would have liked this.
Since she comes from the winery, basically.
It was a winery?
Her monastery was famous for its wine, yes.
Oh. Well, then I guess I'll just have to drink for both of us.
Mm-hmm.
And for Ferdinand. And for Stormy. I'll drink for all of them.
People in this party over time.
and for
Harlock.
The
wizard.
And Drusilla. Oh yes, and
the spider.
I forgot to say, Nisbet.
And the duck.
Doesn't. The duck wasn't even alive.
The duck was alive in our hearts.
And did you say Meepo?
Oh, and for Meepo. Of course, he wasn't a party member, but he was a friend.
So.
I get really drunk tonight, is what I'm trying to say.
Nisbet has decided that he doesn't really feel comfortable heading into a major town, so he wants to stay back at the ranch.
Okay.
Bye, Nesbit. Try to be useful to at least someone else.
If the horses run away, you know what to do.
Paralyze them.
Paralyze them like you did before.
Okay. So you spend the next few
Yay,
hours,
now
I
we
guess.
don't have to worry about forgetting that he exists.
You spend the next few hours snacking and talking with other patrons of the temple and guests that they have visiting there. You notice an unusually high. I thought you were actually talking for a second. An unusually
I'm
high
making
percentage
small conversation.
of the people here are actually elves. You don't see very many of them in this area, but there are many worshippers of Phalun who are elves. And you even see, as it gets closer to the evening, a small group of 3 pixies or similar fairy-like creatures comes in.
Oh boy.
I forget, Nisbet was a pseudo dragon, not a fairy dragon.
Right.
Okay, yeah. Okay, never mind then. Ew, pixies.
So they come in.
Has the drinking begun yet?
Their casual social drinking has begun, but not party drinking.
Oh, that's what you say.
There's also a group of musicians who come in and they begin getting ready, setting up their instruments. And as it gets finally into the evening and the party proper, you see the moon rises.
I get really, really drunk. I rolled a 3 on my constitution check.
Alright, well, the moon rises, and it is at its fullest moon here. Bright colors, and it seems enhanced by the wine and by the area that you're in to be unusually bright and large. And you drink yourself under the table before they even start dancing.
Way to go, Biff.
This was a great night. The party hadn't even really started yet. Oh.
How about you, Regis? Are you drinking?
Can't steal if I'm sober.
This elfin wine is great. Ugh.
The wine does indeed seem particularly tasty and, especially fancy, and even perhaps magical if you were to guess.
I'm
Just
not paying
by
attention to
how good it
that.
tastes.
Moon! Yeah, the moon! The moon is the best. The moon is great. I love the moon. Yeah.
I would like to stick some in the portable hole.
Okay, so you try to sneak off a bottle of wine and put it in the hole. Where are you going to do that? Because the hole is not exactly something that you can just lay out without anyone noticing.
I should try to sneak it onto Biff.
Alright, give me a whatever the thievery type thing is. Is there a sleight of hand in this game? Yes, give me that.
Gotta scroll down to it. My screen's being chicory. Oh no.
Man.
I failed. Oh well.
Well, Biff doesn't notice you plant the bottle on him, but you think a couple other people probably did. However, it doesn't seem like they really care. Like, one guy looks over at you and he's just like, gives you kind of a squinty eye, but then shrugs and whatever.
I hope you realize I'm going to be drinking this as soon as I wake up. Hair of the dog and all that.
The dog?
Hmm?
What did you say?
Hair of the dog.
Oh, no.
That bit, yeah. It's a thing.
Okay.
Drinking more to get rid of the hangover.
Which doesn't work.
Yeah, having never had alcohol, I can't say I know anything about
Neither
it.
have I, but I know the term. So
anyway, yes,
Suppose we should make a donation.
moon.
they do accept donations. There is a fountain at the back, which people you see occasionally toss coins into.
I would like to take a platinum piece from Biff and put it in the donation box.
I approve of this while asleep.
Okay.
You get the feeling that you have Biff's blessing.
So you toss a coin into the fountain,
Yes.
and Biff, you'll have to mark that off on your sheet when you're conscious again. As the night goes on, you find yourselves, even though you're not. Actually, you are drinking, aren't you, Regis? You said.
Not really. No.
Alright, Tommy should be here before too long. Give me a constitution check anyway.
Yeah, but you weren't drinking as much.
Yeah. So you take a few sips throughout the night. However, after you finish the first glass, you feel that it's had an unusually strong effect on you, and you're starting to kind of get hazy in your memories and vision and everything else.
That means you're doing it right.
And before you know it, you find yourself getting a second glass, and it doesn't seem like you can really control yourself.
That's not good.
Huh?
That's not good.
So, the rest of the evening passes, and you can't really remember much of it as you wake up in the morning. You find yourselves lying on the floor, kind of off to the side of this temple, along with 4 or 5 other people who are also just kind of lying there, still asleep. You don't see.
Oh, hey, wine!
You don't see anyone else around.
Darn it! That was a terrible idea. Darn it.
If you put it on in your backpack or something, then you probably wouldn't notice it immediately.
Well, okay.
But you'll probably notice it when you go to leave. So yeah, there's only 4 or 5 other people here, despite there being about 40 to 50 at the party. And
is there any more wine lying around?
Moon.
No, it looks like all of the food has been cleared away. The tables are not there. It's just kind of an empty area now.
What did I do last night?
You stole a bottle of wine when no one was looking.
What? Oh my gosh. I pray for forgiveness to my deity and to theirs. Why not?
Okay. Yeah, both of you have terrible hangovers and headaches right now. Also.
So what did the other people... Let's see. Chris was a sailor, a pirate. He got drunk.
Oh yeah, he definitely did.
He definitely got drunk.
Ray?
So you're saying there's a whole bunch of unconscious people just lying there? off to the side.
Yeah, there's
It's a
few of them.
party. It's a several day party. They have a system.
On
They're travelers. They don't look like they've got anything particularly nice on them.
them?
But you do notice that it seems unusually quiet in the area considering how big the party was last night. Like, you don't see anyone else up and moving around anywhere or hear anyone else.
I get up, sort of leaning on my halberd. I look around. Do I see anything?
Not particularly. You actually don't even see much signs of the party last night. Like, the grass where everyone was dancing hasn't been trampled down as much as you might expect.
Gas!
No food leavings around the area, no trash or anything. It's very clean.
Hello?
Oh my gosh, it's been 100 years since we fall asleep.
I check for a beard.
You feel a light scruffy beard. Not long.
Oh
Well,
boy.
Maybe, I don't know, quarter inch.
Let's see. A quarter inch per month. So, oh wow. I wonder if Riverkeep's been run over yet.
Sam just went black.
We should probably wake up the other people.
Okay, I poke
I have
it.
bagpipes. Let me do this.
Take it away, Regis. Oh, this is a horrible idea. Ah!
It's at least standable.
Ah!
I don't think bagpipes
Yeah, but-
sound that bad.
I'm in a hangover. Sounds are bad.
Exactly.
That's true. With your hangovers, Regis, you can barely stand to even play them yourself.
I black out again. Just from the pain. I wake up about a minute later.
Are the other people up yet?
You see some of them start to stir. And gradually they wake up as your noise echoes throughout the room.
So how many of us are there?
There are the four of you, plus, actually 5 others.
Okay, so 9.
So they're all humans.
Ooh. Elmer was probably outside.
I checked the donation box.
You mean the fountain?
Yes, I checked the fountain.
It's emptied. Well, there's
I
water
see.
in it, but no coins.
I try and find Elmer.
Okay, you wander around for a while. You have to leave the temple. You don't see him anywhere inside. And you find him eventually grazing about a quarter mile away. How clearly can he communicate with you?
I don't remember. Hold on.
I wish I didn't fail my Constitution save. I should use a bonus. Oh well.
Okay. I can communicate with it telepathically. Oh, technically, I could have done it without seeing it as long as it's within a mile.
Okay, so you know exactly where he is. You walk out and you see him grazing. But
Elmer!
says, and he can talk back to you, right? Or is it just feelings?
He's technically intelligent, so he he understands a language. Cannot speak it with his mouth, but I guess he could telepathically.
I think you can.
Could I polymorph him into a level 1 commoner?
No.
Commoners? If you can polymorph someone into a cat, you can polymorph someone into a commoner. Nah, there's no point to it.
He can talk to me.
So Elmer asks you, or says to you, so you're finally awake?
Stop. You have to do a Bullwinkle voice.
I
It's the rules.
don't even know what he sounds like. It's been way too long. So
Okay. All right. I'll just imagine a Bullwinkle voice.
okay. So you're finally awake. What took you so long? I've been waiting here for you.
Sorry. I guess I had too much fun. What time is it?
Time to invent a watch.
I don't know what that means, but I laugh anyway.
Judging from the sun, you would guess it's probably early afternoon.
Whew. Slept in. Well, how are these other fellas?
They don't seem to be much better off than you, or much worse off. They're all kind of struggling to figure out
If you have
what's
lay
going
on
on.
hands,
What was that?
you have lay on hands.
I do. Do I think that would work?
On drunkenness? On hangover?
On a hangover. Technically, I can cure a disease with 5 of it.
Not really a disease. It's just dehydration for the most part.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't think it would do
Well,
anything.
I don't want him to be left out, so I offer Elmer some wine.
You find the wine in your bag and offer it to Elmer?
Yeah.
Darn it.
Here, buddy. I didn't forget about you. I did forget about this wine, but I didn't forget about you.
Okay. I guess Elmer
Should he-
drinks it.
Does he make a constitution check?
Sure.
He's a mystical fey creature, technically.
Yeah, I mean, being Fey, he's probably resistant to whatever magic would be in Fey wine. He drinks it.
Yeah. Awesome.
Sorry, Trevor.
Elmer has an iron stomach.
It's good wine indeed. Alright. So you notice that all of the other people here, well,
And none of them seem to be the actual, like...
these, you don't know when they came in. You don't recognize them from when you first entered the temple.
But they don't seem like the actual, like, patrons or anything. They're just travelers.
Probably. Like, you want to talk to any of them?
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah, there's
I'm
3
Biff.
men, 2 women.
how are you?
You notice the men
Okay.
are all sporting beards similar to yours in length.
Apparently this wine makes your beard grow.
Sure.
Elmer, how long have I been asleep?
Oh, well, you're only asleep for most of the night, but we've been here for a whole week.
Called it.
Been waiting for your partying to finish.
Let's go check on Riverkeep and see if it's destroyed yet.
I like that.
Just enough so we can see it on the horizon. If smoke's rising, we go and investigate. If it's not, we'll just leave.
It's
Okay.
I'm sure it's fine.
18 miles. Well, if you got up like 200 feet in the air, you could see it.
Well, let's just continue on. I mean, if it burns down the ground, no harm done.
You don't see any smoke rising, which you probably would be able to see at this distance.
Yeah, we'd see smoke.
Which means the town is not being sacked. So let's continue on our journey.
Yeah, Serena, she's a good fighter. I mean, yeah. Woo!
So as you're
I
packing
like the moon.
as you're packing up your gear, you notice that each of your coin pouches is significantly lighter than it was before.
Oh, okay.
So
I still like the moon.
Ha. Good luck using material goods, you magical whimsical fae. Ha 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 ha.
So let's see. Basically, whatever coins you're carrying on your person, not in the bag of holding, cut that amount in half.
In half.
I mean, most
Either
of
they
your
were
money's in the bag of holding, so
either they were stolen or we gave them as offerings while drunk.
Nope, we gave 1 platinum piece. That should have covered us.
And then you partied for a week and remember nothing.
Okay, cut everything in half, you say?
Yeah, I don't. Well,
That is a lot of
maybe
money.
not. Actually, yeah, you had a whole lot of money. Maybe not quite.
I
that.
have 125 platinum in my pockets.
We could buy a country.
All right, take off 25%. That seems a little more reasonable.
That
You still have thousands and thousands of gold that you're not spending.
Hold on, I need to do some math.
You mean they took all the Thunder Delve coins, right?
We later see them. They've been arrested for stealing from Thunderdale.
Didn't you already trade in the Thunderdell coins? Or
Nope.
did you not and you just talked about it?
Mathematics.
Well, actually, all of your coins from Thunderdell were in the portable hole. So yeah, you kept that 1,200 platinum plus. And yeah, even if you tried to change that in Riverkeep, I don't think they would have enough coins to change that full amount.
What's the city we're going to?
Stadoric.
How about we buy Stadoric?
It's a duchy. They're probably more wealthy than you are.
How much does it buy? How much money does it cost to raise an army? And say it's for the good of the people and protecting them from the Gestapo.
You are a strange little man.
Yeah, you can hire soldiers for what, like a gold a week or something?
I don't plan on them lasting a week. Just enough to destabilize the country enough to initiate a civil war.
Well, the problem would be finding an army to hire.
Yeah, good point. Never mind.
Okay.
So eventually the other travelers just kind of shake it off. Some of them go get a drink from the fountain to help with their hangovers. And they start to set out in different directions.
Okay.
Towards Tunstead, Riverkeep, etc.
Should we advise them not to go to Riverkeep?
I think they're fine. We for now.
Eh. Well, off to
we got rid of a undead generating thing, and even if they do have more, it'll take a long time for them to grow another army like that.
evil never sleeps.
Yeah, but I mean, it sometimes has to shut its eyes for a while.
Right. Well, we should hit the road.
All right. So moving along, you had
We also put a sign in the ground saying, "Beware, all ye who enter, you will lose half your coins."
it's only 25%, not half.
Well, straight 25% cut. Well, if it's at 25% of 100 copper coins or 25% of 100 platinum pieces.
Of each type or total value.
We should leave.
So yeah, sorry. You head out again towards Sesterfeld. You should be able to make it there by nightfall. But you're getting a late start, so you probably won't make it much past that.
Okay. I have done the math.
50,000 gold coins?
What?
Nothing. Never mind.
Money well spent, I say.
You thoroughly enjoyed yourselves, you think. You assume.
I trust them.
What would Faye do with material wealth?
Possibly buy more food for feasts.
My kind of people. I'm technically immune to disease, but this doesn't count. This is more poison.
It's not really a poison or a disease.
They call it choose your poison for a reason.
Alright.
Okay, onward.
So you ride over the hills, through the brush, into Sesterfeld, on the edge of Ilver Lake. And this looks like a nice, friendly fishing community. You would guess there's maybe 30 or 40 houses spread around the area. And already, even though you're still only a day's ride from Riverkeep, you notice that the mist here is significantly lighter than it was out west.
Does mist go over the water? Like, is it along the ocean?
Does it go over tall barriers?
Oh, yeah, it depends on how much there is, but yes.
I think he did say that it's slightly lighter in the high mountains.
Right.
I believe he did say.
It tends towards low ground.
Yeah. So.
Does that mean we could dig artificial rivers just for the mist if it seeks the lowest ground?
Have to be pretty deep.
Yeah. That's... No, we can't do that.
Okay.
Because that would... No. So, Chesterfield, what's up? What's going on here? How's things? Ilver Lake, that looks nice.
Smells of fish.
Fish. Fresh fish. I like fresh fish. What's going on?
Huh?
Continue.
It looks like the fishermen have pretty much pulled in for the night. You don't see anyone else out on the lake.
Oh, it's nighttime?
Yeah, because you left in mid-afternoon.
So basically the same time we arrived is when we woke up?
Pretty close.
All right.
And it was a little rougher riding here through the scrub in the hills, so it took the rest of the day. Yeah, the whole place smells like fish. There is a small inn/tavern that you see, and it looks like there's some light coming from it with small
I'm starting to
crowd.
consider keeping the beard. I'll think more on this later.
Do halflings grow beards?
I'm not a
Well.
halfling.
I know you're not, but half the party is.
Half of the party
Yeah,
are.
I think they can grow facial hair, yeah. Pretty sure.
Yeah, I think they can. They just tend to keep it to either nothing or mustaches.
Yeah. It's only elves that can't grow facial hair.
So did you shave, Regis?
No, I'm currently growing a dastardly mustache.
Alright.
So we find an inn to sleep for the night.
Okay. You head
I get
into
drunk.
the Golden Carp.
The golden carp. I like it.
It seems like a decent enough place. The crowd's fairly calm, friendly, and they welcome you inside.
I've never eaten a golden carp before. I'm excited.
Yeah, so we don't actually serve golden carp. We do have carp, plenty of carp, but it's hard to find fish made of gold.
I don't know. There are many weird and wonderful things in this world of ours.
Indeed. So,
What could you tell us about
And
the
that
temple?
all leads to a nice story about our adventures and all the weird things we discovered and done across the road, and then I get drunk again and pass out again.
Oh, that's okay. I asked him about the Temple of Phelan.
oh yes, the temple. That strange stone building out west. It's,
Yes.
from what I hear, it stands empty most of the year, but there's occasionally some word of riotous parties and revelry that takes place. Sounds like an interesting place, if perhaps a bit strange.
It's a terrible place. They take 25% of all of your wealth.
I highly recommend it. 5 stars.
You still have one bottle of wine, I believe, because Regis took
Well,
two.
while he's asleep and passed out, I steal it back from the backpack and put it in
No,
my...
I fed that bottle of wine to Elmer.
Darn it!
You've had one bottle. Didn't Regis take two?
Yes, this is correct.
Oh, he took 2?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The other of which I kept for myself.
So the party still has one bottle of Fey spirits.
Yes,
Party?
face. What? But wait. Is it? No, wait, that's right. He's not a. Elmer's a celestial, not a Fey. Otherwise, I say he's a Fey spirit.
You can't juice Elmer and put him in a bottle. Well, you can.
Moose in the bottle.
Celestial glue.
Alright. So you spend the night at the tavern. Pretty uneventful unless you want something to happen or you specifically do something.
I already told you what I did. I told all the great stories.
Mm-hmm.
And then got drunk. Then told more stories.
That
and
were
then got more
less
drunk.
true.
This continued on for several hours.
Do they look particularly hustleable?
Possibly. They're just common fishermen. Most of them are just having a small meal, possibly a couple of drinks, and then they're ready to head home before it gets too late.
Nah, we'll just go and hit the hay.
Alright. They've only got 2 rooms at the inn here, and you take up both of them with your party of 4.
Okay, I need to go check on my dog. I'll be right back. Make sure it's not eating the trash.
All right. So now with party of one. One player. I really wish this game were in person. I DM so much better in person.
Yeah, there are definite shortcomings to online gaming.
Oh, do you like all the fish in the water?
What? Yeah, I like that. Those are fishing spot, good fishing spots. That's why I like that. Okay, I need to pull myself out of my drunken role playing now and actually be alert.
Mm-hmm. Hoping Tommy shows up soon.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be thrilled to find out 25% of his gold is gone. He'll be so happy about that.
Oh. He
How
had
much money
more than
does he have
anyone
on this
else.
person?
Hmm?
How much money does he have on this person?
He's got a little over 300 platinum.
Ah.
It's a significant amount, but most of your money was not carried by you. Like, more than half of your cash was in the portable hole.
Well, it was burning a hole in our pockets anyway.
Yeah.
That's what happens when in your first adventure you find pirate treasure, and then you find a legendary treasure of an ancient kingdom.
Right.
Those two things sort of built up.
Yeah, most of your money is in ancient coins.
Yeah. But still, they're precious metals, so.
Mm-hmm.
And gems, though we pretty much used a lot of the gems.
Yeah, you've still got... Let's see, there's 15,000...
Well, no, we have a lot of money in gems, but the amount of gems we have are greatly reduced.
Yeah.
Because we raised everyone's with just the gems.
You still got 20 gems.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really want to continue until we've got at least one more person.
Yeah. Maybe I'll just keep describing what happens at the bar. I order more carp.
Okay.
And I get more drunk.
Tommy says finishing dinner will be right there.
Is he eating carp? He should be eating carp.
Can I ask him when he gets on?
I will. Let's see.
Oh, you got 22 gems.
That makes all the difference.
Well, 2 of them are listed separately. Basically, you guys are rolling in cash. So.
Like I said, pirate treasure, ancient kingdom treasure.
Mm-hmm. Both of which were hidden behind secret doors, which you managed to find. One of which was cursed, and you almost all got cursed, but still managed to take the treasure.
Mm.
So they weren't easy to get, but although
Well, that second one was, we were really good at getting that second one.
Yeah, you just saw letters on the wall. It's like, this is the answer. First try. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry for making you wait.
Hey, Regis.
Hello.
I continued getting drunk and eating carp.
All right, go upstairs and go to bed. Have fun.
All right. The night passes.
Okay.
You wake up in the morning, and
We've lost 25% more gold.
no, I'm just gonna say that the money that you spent here is part of that 25%.
Sure.
That's a lot of.
But you actually, who's sleeping in what rooms? It's 2 per room, so this matters. So
Okay. Well, I'm eventually carried up to a room, so I don't know which room I'm in.
So you're with Sam and I'm with Wraith.
so
I'm Sam. I'm with Chris, you mean?
halflings together and humans together. Is that what you said, basically?
Yes.
Sure.
All right.
Segregation. All right.
So, Biff, you wake up to a kind of metallic clattering sound, clanking and clattering, with little bits of whirring and other strange noises.
I light a candle.
This is just...
Wait, is this the morning or?
It's crack of dawn, so it's still kind of dark, but sun's coming up. You can light a candle and see a little better. You want to give me a perception check?
Candle still. Perception check, you say?
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
That's a good number.
After a few seconds of enough to wake up fully, you're pretty sure that all of the noises are coming from Joe's backpack.
Uh-oh.
It's ringing.
Clang, clang. Why's my mom calling me?
Well, realistically, I would wake up Joe first.
Tyler, is this you?
Yeah,
Why
if
are you
he's not already awake.
Um,
So, all right, you wake Joe up.
Okay.
and go like, "Hey, your bag is buzzing and whirring and clanging.
Okay.
Is it supposed to do that?"
No.
Okay, open up the bag.
Alright, you open the bag, and you see inside a strange mechanical brass hawk creature. It looks like a large hawk that has been meticulously formed out of many little brass pieces and gears and strange devices.
That's the proper look.
And it lets out a strange whistling sound before flying out of the bag and landing on Joe's shoulder.
I'm very excited.
I can see that.
Wow! Joe, how long have you been hiding that in there?
I haven't been. I just heard there this morning.
Oh, come on. I know you better than that.
He looks at the hawk thing and also looks down, and you notice that the egg is no longer anywhere in the bag.
No!
So you have this hawk on his shoulder it's no longer clattering and clanging, but it's got a slight whirring sound just of all the gears moving.
We hatched an egg. Joe, you're a father!
I can't play Chris.
I'm so excited. I'm so proud. It's too bad Chris is not here.
Yeah.
How about we don't explain anything about it to him? So when he comes back, he's just really confused.
I'm just going to tell him he's a father and leave it at that.
You
Yes.
tell him he got drunk at a fairy circle and now he's a father?
Basically.
That's all you're allowed to say to him.
Both true, but totally unrelated.
You won't know that.
Alright. So, I'm sure he would be interested in identifying it, figuring out what's going on with the new
Yeah,
creature.
hopefully it still has the properties of the egg.
If it doesn't, well, resell it.
No, I mean, this is a friend for Nisbet.
Hopefully it'll be more useful than Nesbit.
Do not besmirch the name of Nisbet. He is my friend.
Yeah. I like Nisbet. He doesn't do much, but he's a party mascot.
Yeah, he's the Elmer's the mascot.
Okay, fine. Then Nisbet is...
Nisbet plays the tambourine.
Alright. So Joe's going to try to identify what this new creature is.
Let me guess, it's Orden's eagle. No, wait, it's not an eagle, it's a hawk. Meh.
Oh, I need to give him a name. I'm going to wait for Chris to give the name.
Hey, Tom.
He should have a say in it. I'll just ask Chris what would he name his son, and I'll leave it at that.
I don't think that would be the same name, though.
Okay. Hey, the bees are back! Hi, Tommy. It's fine. I was just...
Hi.
You missed everything. Chris is a father.
Chris is a father!
Did he have like a parasite or something?
No, he got...
No, we all had a big party and got drunk for a week, and now Chris is a father!
He's going to be, or he is?
He is. He already is. It moved fast.
How does that work in just a week?
I don't know.
Okay, I like that story.
Exactly. That's the story where he's sticking to it.
Okay. Everyone else
You
wakes
should explain, I think.
So what happened with getting drunk? You headed on the southern road towards Sesterfeld, and you noticed a temple of Faelun along the way, which is just a large stone structure. It was basically boulders just kind of stuck in the ground to make wall.
Long story short, they roofied you and took 20% of all of your wealth.
And
We had a week-long party that we don't remember.
Yeah, at Biff's request, you all stopped and partied, and you were planning to stay the night, and instead you ended up staying the whole
Instead, we
week.
stayed 7 nights.
And you don't remember anything beyond the first night until you woke up on the last, when everyone was gone except for a couple other travelers, and you lost 25% of your coins.
Of our pocket change.
Right. Whatever you
Anything
had
we
on
keep
your
in our
person in
person.
your pocket.
Well, I guess it was worth it for Chris. He became a father.
I'm
Yeah.
so proud.
Well, that's somewhat different story.
It might not actually. It's actually not related.
So, you're now in Sesterfeld. You stayed the night at the inn, and you're just waking up, basically. The two halflings stayed in one room, and the two humans stayed in another. So, it'll be Biff's turn to explain what happened to the other two.
Oh yes, because
you actually saw it.
I was in the room. Okay. After being carried upstairs to my room after passing out drunk again, in the morning at the crack of dawn, well, let's just get to the chase. You know the egg?
Uh-huh.
I knew
egg?
it was a hatch.
It hatched. We now have a mechanical eagle.
Can it still cast spells?
I don't know.
Oh.
Well,
Yeah.
considering Joe rolled a natural 20 on his Arcana check, I'm sure we're going to find out.
Yeah, so... Let's... I think that's good enough. It's actually technically not, but I'm sure the rest of the party can figure out what it does.
What do you mean?
I didn't realize he couldn't possibly pass. So if anyone else wants to try identifying it, then you can spend an hour and try to figure it out too.
He's his father. He knows him well. He should get a bonus.
Does anyone know guidance?
Doesn't that just give advantage?
Plus D4. Joe doesn't.
Hey, Trevor, inspire him.
Okay, fine, whatever. You can figure it out. You go one way or another. Someone will
Which
identify
skill is Arcana based off of?
intelligence.
You're a bard. You can give him inspiration.
Yeah, that's fine. One way or another, you identify it. You spend, I'll just say, a couple hours instead of the normal one. And you find out that it has the same properties and then some. So...
Tommy, you can stop thinking now. Stop thinking about magic so much.
Actually, let me get rid of this description. Alright, so here is your new version of the egg. Basically, it retains its spell storing ability.
Yeah.
And it also follows the orders of its master, who is the one who cast a spell into it, who happens to be Joe.
Oh but really? So is it because the spell that's in it right now is Joe's, or?
Yeah. Because Joe's the one who cast the spell, who hatched the egg.
Oh, no, okay. Darn.
Spell is the master.
Can we still store Spirit Guardians in it?
Yeah, it still stores the spells.
Mm-hmm. And it also has now an elemental breath that it can unleash. Elemental blast. Which it gets just once a day, or is it a recharge? Let me look.
What's the healing wing ability?
It does not have that one, actually. There's a couple different versions of this, so let me just remove that.
Does that mean I can't cast spells into it anymore?
I think it's just the master, yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah, so it's only the master's spells now. So it loses that bit of functionality, but it gains elemental blast. So twice a day, it can shoot out 46 cone, 46 damage, 30-foot cone of lightning.
Is that in the description?
It's in its monster description.
It says elemental blast. But what creature is it?
It's a
Here,
hawk.
I'm adding it to everyone's journals.
Oh, it is called Orden's Hawk.
For now.
Is that wait? When the hawk's brought to 0 hit points and turns back into the egg, does that mean anyone can cast a spell on it again, or?
No, that was actually I recently edited this, so let me see what I decided on for that. No, it reverts into its egg form until it heals and repairs itself, at which point it turns back, but it still has the same master. If the master dies, then it can get a new master
Okay.
by being rehatched.
Okay. Lightning damage makes sense for Chris. So yeah.
And it doesn't have the Healing Wings ability.
Okay.
Wait, healing wings? What? What? Aw.
I'll leave it there for now. Alright, so that's what you've got.
Okay.
It is very systematic in its following of orders, so you have to be explicit in what you say. It will only do exactly what you say, no more, no less. Which is why it's also listed what you can tell it to do.
Can it speak?
Hmm?
Can it speak?
No. It can let out kind of a whistling sound.
It can make bird noises. Mechanical bird noises.
Ouch. Okay, interesting.
It understands languages but cannot speak. Yeah, it says it there. Ooh, dark vision.
We can't let the hawk be permanently destroyed. Oh boy.
Yeah. If it takes 20 more hit points after going to 0, it's destroyed.
But there's also situations in which the maximum hit points decrease by 20.
Wait, what?
So,
Can we bring it to the dwarves and maybe have them replicate it? That'd be kind of cool.
That's not going to happen. This
We
is
know
made by an ancient elemental master wizard.
We could go to the library and see if they have any notes on it.
you already asked at the library a little bit, and they told you that it was Orden's egg. And they gave you
But now it's Orden's hawk. Completely different.
maybe. I mean, you could always go back and see if it knows anything else.
Okay.
That would be my ultimate thing. I'll go and make those for a living.
It's immune to being petrified.
Yeah.
It's a basilisk killer.
As long as we
yes,
don't let the basilisk rest.
there will no longer be doom there if we go there.
For it, I don't know about us.
Here there be doom, remember?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
We could have it sortie out and attack the basilisk every once in a while until it dies. The basilisk, I mean, not the hawk.
The basilisk can also still just, like, bite you. You realize that, right?
Wait a second. It shoots lightning, but it's vulnerable to lightning?
Yep,
What?
because
Because it's a machine.
it's a machine. If it gets electricity, but if you overload it, I don't know, things. I don't know.
You can dish it out, but just can't take the heat.
Yeah. Get out of the kitchen and don't run with scissors.
And into the frying pan.
Into the frying pan with the scissors.
Yes, and don't be like the frog and
Dog
jump out.
epic.
Yeah. Because he did.
We're still telling Chris that he got drunk and now he's a father, right?
Yeah, that's all I'm going to be telling him until next session.
Okay.
All right. So that's that.
Cool. Gotta. Yeah. I'm going to have to ask Chris to name it.
Nope. You ask him what he wants to name his child.
Yeah, I'll say
Yeah.
that.
You
too.
can't give it away.
All right, so do you want to do anything in town besides eat more fish?
Wait
Yeah.
a second. Is the hawk 16 dexterity? Can the hawk steal things?
It can try to fly to an object and retrieve it. That's one of the commands
Yeah.
you can give it.
Can't like pick a pocket or anything, probably, but
What's the carrying weight? Maximum carrying weight.
it said it was like 10 pounds, right? It holds it by the husk.
I don't remember. It's kind of split between the two. I'll have to find a better way to combine the information.
I'm pretty sure it said 10 pounds.
Yeah, pick up an object weighing no more than 10 pounds. So it can fly with 10 pounds. It could.
Use it as an albatross. Or a stork. Not an albatross. Silly me.
But to deliver more babies?
Yeah, deliver babies, steal babies, sell babies.
Oh, okay. We just learned something about Regis. He wants to steal babies.
I want to steal babies. I want to
Write
sell
that down, everyone. We have learned something new today.
I thought steal babies as in delivering steel babies, like this is a copper baby.
Right.
No.
Okay, I'm writing it down.
Ransom. Oh well.
Regis wants to steal babies. Okay. So, yeah, we don't really have anything else to do in here.
We should leave.
Yeah, I think we should continue on.
Right.
Do they have any healing potions? I always buy those.
Not here. No.
Okay, onwards.
There's only like
I
120, 150 people in the whole town.
see if the bird can catch a fish.
We fly it over the water, and the Loch Ness monster is going to bite it in half. I don't think that's a great idea.
Would Joe
you
agree
can-
to that?
You can tell it to try to grab a fish, I guess.
No, that's okay.
Can it have a permanent standing order to always be more useful than Nesbit?
Poor Nisbet.
Uh,
Yeah, man.
I'll always like you, Nisbet.
We should have a cockfight with Orden's Hawk and Nesbit and bet on the winner.
Well, I was originally planning on Nisbet to eventually fight that little imp that is now our enemy, but maybe now the hawk can do it.
We can
Nah,
swarm
Nesbit will
in
do
with
it.
all of your many
Useful.
flying companions that you will have by that point.
All of them will be owned by everyone but me because I'll use them to steal things.
I affix wings to Elmer.
Flying moose. Alright. So you have the
Or we
hawk
can just get a
dive into
flying
the water.
squirrel and complete the set.
It dives and grabs a small fish out of the water and brings it back.
Ah! I I clap. I'm so proud.
That means you just followed an order that was not given by Chris.
Well, I assumed that you told Joe.
I
to
spoke
tell-
through Chris. Joe, Chris.
And copper doesn't rust, so should be fine.
Copper does oxidize.
Yeah.
Oh.
You ever seen a penny from 1943? That's a terrible example. They weren't made of copper then.
Yeah, those are the
Never
steel
mind.
pennies.
Terrible
Hold on.
example. Forget it. Forget
I gotta
it.
go.
I've actually got a
for
few
a
steel
bit.
pennies. Okay.
I'll be back.
Right.
I'll be back soon.
Okay. Wait a second. We could camo up the hawk for when we go in the woods by simply dinking it in water. Oh well. All right. So we should continue on the journey westward and eastward.
Yes, you continue on. And you
Do we hear any rumors in the town of evil monsters or anything exciting?
hear
A tale of brave adventurers vanquishing an undead horde.
actually this town seems pretty calm and peaceful. There's occasional things like some wild beast type monsters might come in and steal away several barrels of fish or something, but it's pretty normal stuff and they deal with it.
Okay.
So you follow the river and come to a split in the path. From your map, you know that following the northern route will lead you to Kalachath, which is just a little fort in the mountains, whereas a southern route will lead around the mountains and go to where you're actually trying to go, to Stadoric.
Hmm.
And I assume you wanted to continue to Stadoric. You want to go to the mountains just because?
For some reason, you guys are sounding out garbled. I'm gonna try to reconnect.
You're very buzzy.
What if we just go straight ahead instead of going left or right?
You could. You would probably run into the mountains.
Ah, darn.
You could climb
It's just a small
through the
mountain.
mountains if you wanted to. At least you could try.
Let's go. Okay, I'll say go to the mountains. I don't know why. Why?
If you wanted to go through the mountains, the northern road would have actually followed a mountain pass.
You know what? We'll go to the town, and then on the way back, we'll go through the path in the mountains.
So just do a full loop. That makes more
Yeah,
sense
full loop.
to me.
Hi, Sam.
And now we're down to just one player again.
Another one gone. Another one bites the dust. Woohoo! If I'm the only person who gets XP, does that mean I level up 4 times as fast?
Mm.
Let's go to town.
Stadoric?
Yeah, if we really want to go to the fort through the mountain path that bad, we can just take it on the way back.
Yeah. I think. Stadoric. 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 St Biff at least would agree with you. Joe probably wouldn't argue, and I don't know why Tommy wanted to go to the mountains, because there's no way through if you head there. Not from down here. So, party of one decides you head south.
Party of one? You mean army of one? Very pathetic small army.
So you head through more brushlands and foothills, slightly. How far is this?
Oh, Sam's back.
No, he's not.
No, his thing was black. Oh. He reappeared for a split second there.
Yeah, and then he disappeared again.
Hey, 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 hey.
And now Tommy's back. Yay! Give him a few seconds to connect. Or maybe I should reconnect. Tommy, Sam, are you there?
Hi. I'm back.
Hey.
Had to move my computer, obviously.
Snack a bit. Okay. So you head south along the trail, southeast, as opposed to following the northern trail. And as you're in the foothills, you run across a man. Sorry. You see a cart kind of halfway overturned in a ditch with a man and a horse nearby. He's just
Someone in need.
He's looking at the cart, just kind of scratching his chin.
Ahoy there!
Ah, hail! Yeah, do you think you could give me a hand with this?
I would be happy to.
Alright then.
Hi. Did Regis just beat me to it, or?
I guess. That's not saving throw. Oh, same number. You wanna roll also?
Yeah. Of course.
So the halfling goes over and now, with the help of everyone else, you manage to right the cart, but you also realize that one of the wheels is badly damaged and the axle seems to have broken. So,
Along with Tommy's connection.
So the man says,
Oh dear.
wait, I'm saying something.
I said, "Oh dear." It's an expression of
Yes,
exasperation and surprise
I'm much obliged for your help,
and
good
disappointment.
sirs. As you can see, it'll probably still be a little while before I'm on my way, however.
Does anyone have the mending spell?
Nope.
You check this in advance?
Yep.
Well, I do know carpentry.
You do. So if
Might be able to put something together a little bit.
I would appreciate it. However, my horse is also wounded, and regardless, it will take me some time to move on. If I may be further pressed to ask a favor from you, sir.
Go ahead.
I have this
Biff is here to help.
I have this package here. Pulls out small paper wrapped something. And I was tasked to deliver to a man in Stadoric, but it's supposed to arrive by tomorrow, and as you can see, I don't think I'm going to be able to make it. My horse and I and my wagon are just not ready to travel at the moment. Do you think you could perhaps deliver it in my stead?
Shall we give you a horse of our own? And you can go and deliver it?
Well, I don't want to leave my good friend here, but...
Okay. See ya. Bye.
Put the horse in the cart.
That would not work.
I really want to open the package.
No. On my honor as a paladin, I will deliver this post haste and will not inspect the contents.
But you don't know, Biff. It could be some sort of illegal drug or declaration of...
I fully expect we're delivering a bomb. But anyway.
I personally don't know what is inside. I'm a simple courier. I was asked to deliver the package, and I see my job through to the end. I was paid some in advance. I could offer you a small portion of that, and I was told that there would be additional payment upon arrival.
Who was this man you were tasked to carry it to?
That's a good question.
It was the alchemist. Let me find his name.
Tommy's ears just perked up.
Where was it?
At the fact that we're going to go visit an alchemist, or the fact that we're given a package where no one knows it's inside?
The alchemist part.
Ah.
Yeah, this is why I wish I had that paper I left at work, because it had everyone's names and other notes and things. You're back?
I'm back.
Okay, we just helped a guy who had an overturned cart on the road, but the cart's broken and the horse is hurt too, so I can't just fix the cart.
He wants us to be his drug mule.
Wait, what the? I'm a paladin! I fix the cart and heal the horse! What am I doing?
What are you doing? You're being Biff. That's what you're doing. That's awesome.
You can do that.
Sorry for ruining your side quest, Thane.
You can do that if you want. It will take you probably a couple hours to
with carpentry skills
make a suitable repair.
I help him. He has advantage.
Well, I know how to use carpenter's tools too.
Mm-hmm.
So, assuming you want to roll.
Could I secretly open the package and see what's inside?
Give me... Well, if you're not even taking the package from him, he's
probably not going to let go of it.
When you look at it.
Actually,
Give me
how does this work?
I think it would probably be when you add your proficiency bonus because you're proficient with the tools. but I'm going to say give me an intelligence with proficiency in order to identify how best to fix it, and then dexterity to actually do it.
Intelligence?
I could do that, maybe. Do I have intelligence?
Hold on. I'm the carpenter here.
Does Biff have the intelligence?
Probably not.
Biff has all the intelligence he'll ever need.
Inspire me. Never mind.
It wasn't going to be a very hard check, but okay, you do add proficiency to that, so that's a 5. But that's still not much. So you could probably make the things to fix it, but you have no idea how to actually fix it yourself. Like, you could build him another axle and wheel, but you don't know how to put anything together and actually make it work. So it'll still take a while of him trying to fix it.
So that's kind of my stab at it.
That's nature.
So it's an intelligence check. I don't know how to.
We're handling dead nature, not live nature.
You just click the where the stat is on the on the left side.
Yeah.
So which of those rolls are you counting?
Well, I guess you can figure out how to put it together after Biff builds you a new axle and wheel. So you sit down for a few hours, and you get to work. In the meantime, he's, I guess you already healed his horse first.
Yeah. How many points of lay on hands do you think?
Probably like 6 or 7. 6, let's see.
Can I ask the courier to look inside the package?
Oh no, one of the conditions was it has to be delivered without being tampered with.
He's a professional.
Damaged. And yes, I don't inspect the packages I deliver. That's not what I'm paid to do.
Ah, black market guy, huh? Me too. Anyways, so we'll deliver this to that alchemist dude, and he'll probably make bombs and blow up the city.
No, we're not delivering. He is, because we fixed his stuff.
All right.
Well, after you heal his horse and start working on his cart, you notice he starts...
Oh, you're still here. Hey,
yeah.
Dane.
Hey!
I saw you go black, so I reconnected. You notice he starts looking a little bit uneasy about everything that you're doing. He's like, I do appreciate what you're doing for me, but to be rather frank, I'm not looking forward to going into Stadoric.
Why aren't you looking forward into going into Stadoric?
With a 26 persuasion roll?
Oh, smell.
I mean, you've heard the rumors, I'm sure, about... Or not the rumors, what everyone is saying about the secret police and people disappearing in the middle of the night.
Job if they're supposed to be secret police.
Yes, well, they don't take kindly to outsiders, and I tend to avoid going into Stadoric as much as possible. And while I certainly didn't intentionally scare my horse and have him drive into a ditch, I was hopeful that you might be able to take the package for me so I wouldn't have to go.
Okay, we'll go.
Okay. Biff has no problem with this because he's an idiot.
We'd love to help you, but even if we do go, you're right. They don't trust outsiders. How did you plan to avoid the...
Could you give us some compensation?
They let you in. You'll be allowed inside. They'll just have a very close watch on you, and you have to be certain not to do anything that might seem suspicious.
Right.
I look at Regis.
Could you tell us like things explicitly not to do? That might
Like-
get us thrown in the gulag.
Anyone
Like
who
sit on the grass or something?
they say that those who disappear are typically those who might voice some dissenting opinions of the Duke or his men, or those who might who have any affiliations. Well, they're on the watch for spies from Tira Anrad, is what I hear.
Well, what about the king? Why doesn't he control the Duke?
The king, you said?
Yeah, you said that.
Well, if there's a Duke, there's a king, right?
Yes, but this is on the outliers of the kingdom.
Yeah, we're still really far from.
Perhaps
central.
I could convince the king to do something.
Okay, you go to the king, and we'll continue on our adventure.
On second thought,
The Altraz Dominion is actually it's run by a mighty wizard who tends to kind of leave things to his councils for the most part and to his individual nobles.
Hands-off approach.
Yeah, so he mostly sticks to himself and his city.
which means if we overthrew the Duke, that he wouldn't intervene.
He
probably
might not.
intervened then, but
He may or may not. You're not sure. He sometimes goes out of his way and does things, but he mostly lets his appointed nobles rule themselves. But since he wouldn't be an appointed noble, he might do something. He also lives 300 or 400 miles southeast of here, so you're not getting there anytime soon.
I bet
I
you
would
the
be-
package contains some sort of contraband that the alchemists try to acquire outside the city through black channels, and as soon as we go into town, the guards will arrest us for having contraband, and there starts the adventure. I can't wait.
I honestly can't tell you what's inside. I don't know. The man who paid me to bring it, or paid me to deliver it,
I think he's telling the truth.
seemed like standard craftsman, artisan. I've delivered things for him in the past. I don't know specifically what they were. Keep losing sand.
Hold on, let me try reconnecting. Maybe it's.
I think we're looking too deep into this. Let's just accept the whimsical nature that this package has befallen upon us, and we should just deliver it. Drug mules or not.
If anyone else feels like doing an inside check, feel free. I did mine.
Oh. Well. Let's just do it.
As far as you can tell, everything he's said is true.
Yeah, the persuasion was pretty good, so. Well.
It was a 26.
Yeah.
He does
That's a
say,
little different
I would
from-
still appreciate help fixing my cart, although I can manage on my own if you would rather get on and deliver the package
Well,
quickly.
we sort of already. We've already started doing this, so. We will help.
Wait a second.
Shit.
I insist on helping as a good boy.
Okay.
What did you say, Trevor?
No, the crystal dragons are too good. They wouldn't level a dukedom without any sort of
We're not taking over a kingdom.
a duchy, not a kingdom. The king isn't even a king; he's a wizard.
Look, we're already working on Riverkeep. Let's start there, and then maybe we can consider the other things.
All right, okay.
And actually, the leader of Riverkeep is also a wizard, I believe.
Great job he's doing being a wizard. Wait a second. Why didn't he intervene in the fight? Ah, well, he's the leader. He should stay alive after all.
Yeah, he's significantly older and kind of past adventuring days.
Which means he's a high-level wizard with mighty ranged spells like Baleful Polymorph or Power Word Kill.
Yeah, we never actually met him. The head of the.
Mhm.
Well, the Frontier Alliance seems to be the people who sort of run things.
They run your side of things. They're the adventurer leaders.
Okay.
Yeah, well, let's just go into town.
But we also have a business there, technically. So.
Which you established with the... What was it? There was some other organization.
Oh, is it with one of the guilds or something?
Yeah. With Eastern Mercantile. Easton.
Okay. All right then.
So there's lots of different organizations that all kind of govern different parts of the city. So moving
Okay,
on.
well, so I would be happy to deliver this, and we move out.
Thank you so much. This does have to be
yeah.
delivered by tomorrow. I was told earlier is better.
Do you know where we're supposed to deliver the package to?
Yes.
I assume he gives us an address.
He gives you the district that it's in.
But not the
And
specific person? Okay.
You'll find him.
I'm sure we can ask where the local alchemist is.
I'm sure he was just recently arrested.
Trying to remember. I had a good last name for him, but I lost my sheet that I was making.
His last name is Wonderbread.
No, you'll find Parv River's Bottom. He is the alchemist of the such and such district, and he runs a shop called the Blue Potion. There you go.
Is the such and such district near the this and that district?
It's just on the other side.
Okay.
So
Okay, so we do this, and we'll get the commission on arrival. So
yeah, he'll pay you some of his money to take it too. He said.
I say no, but the other party members may say yes.
I say yes. I also ask him, if you fear for your life every time you go in there, why do you continue to do it?
Because I am a professional.
Okay.
I mean,
No more questions. We'll leave the questions to the guards, because I'm sure they'll have plenty.
all right. So you help him fix up his cart, and then you travel along. I mean, if you'd like, I could
Yeah.
travel with you as far as the lake.
Well, where are you headed now then?
I'm heading east past Stadoric. I have more deliveries to make.
Sure, we can walk together. Why not?
Okay.
Company is always welcome.
By nightfall, you make it about that far.
Which means we
How
have to
far?
get it to them that day. Oh boy.
How far? I'm no longer on where the map is, so you can recenter it for me. Okay.
And you can see the mountain range very close to your north.
Hey, there's a mountain range?
Mountains.
Oh yeah.
Since you can see it. I mean,
Yeah. Okay.
as a matter
But we
of
don't.
fact, I'll just go ahead and clear away all of these mountains, because mountains are easy to spot in the distance.
Yeah. Well, but we're not going to the mountains.
No, but you can see them.
I know.
You can actually technically make out this mountain range from Riverkeep, or at least you could if there weren't all the fog.
Yeah. Well, we're heading to Stadoric, so.
So you set up camp for the night, and night passes. Wake up in the morning. Head on. Part ways with the good man.
Give him a name right now.
He had a name, actually. I just never said it. His name was Chif.
Chiff. I'll always remember you, Chiff.
I don't know. People you remember tend to die, like Meepo.
Don't talk about Meepo to me.
Meepo's the only...
Don't you dare say his name.
I think that's the only named
Heard of Sam?
character death that you've had, actually, other than party members. And people who you killed.
Hey, guess what, Regis? I know your name.
I'm fine with that.
And you're a party member. Okay, so you come to the lake, and you see this narrow, winding strip of land that leads to the front gates of Stadoric. You can also make out a small farming area east of you.
Okay.
And as you approach the gates, you see a rather long line of people just waiting outside, slowly entering.
Let's go to the port. Let's get in our ship and just go to the port.
So the area you're trying to get to is somewhere around there. That's the district.
Yeah, let's take our ship.
We have to find a place to moor it. And...
There's the
Actually, no, we
anchor
won't.
thing. I think that's a dock.
There are docks there. It's not like an ocean port since it's just a lake, but there are docks.
Do you want to do that?
Dock, goose. Yes.
Sorry.
You've killed Thane.
Was it really that bad?
You can do that if you want. It seems like, from what you can see, it just looks like the people are being thoroughly questioned by the guards before they're let in.
That probably wouldn't be any. Well,
Are they issuing any sort of documentation or stamps or anything?
When you get close enough, you can see it looks like there's, some exchange back and forth. You can't, from the back of the line, you can't tell what they're handing to each other.
Why don't we ask someone who's in front of us?
Sure. There's standard gate fees for entering the city, taxes, and then there's the papers for any outsiders.
well, what our Frontier Alliance badges get us in?
Guess we'll just have to find out.
It could be a nice point of identification to let them know who you are. But you are still an outsider. Anyone who doesn't live in Stadoric itself has to carry papers with them everywhere they go.
Oh wait, weren't we given like a letter of recommendation or something?
You were given a letter of introduction to a sage in town who lives...
That's right. If the guards ask, we're not here to deliver a package. We're here to talk to that person in regards to fixing the problem that's farther west. Isn't that right, Sam?
Yes?
I think Biff would ask which way is west.
At Riverkeep.
He's a
We're
nature
here to ask
bard.
the
He
problem
knows.
around Riverkeep. We're not here to deliver a package.
So
You don't need to see our identification.
Exactly.
Trevor, I guess make a persuasion. Are we going to the front gates? I didn't get that.
It seems like they're issuing documentation at the front gates. I think if we went through the port, they would ask us for our documentation.
Yeah, but it might be more fun.
I think I like the dock idea, personally.
Let's do the dock idea. Why not?
Where's the jail in reference to where we need to go?
you don't know.
Oh, boy.
You can assume that it's at the keep.
That's pretty central. Okay. We might meet the alchemist in the jail, too. So, two birds with one stone.
All right. So you're gonna take.
So
the boat?
we go around on the boat, yeah.
Oh,
So
boy.
right there from the back of the line, you just drop the shield in the water and go.
Any objections?
The guards might have a few.
It does.
Let's go to Let's go to the farmer villages.
You
or
actually
some
can
other
see
place.
that despite the fact that this is all surrounded by water, what you can see of the city has walls along the edges. So you can't just go from water into the town.
Oh, we don't know there's a port.
You know there's a port. You have heard that much.
We got a
about
vague map.
it. Yeah. But you can't just, go up to the side and pull up into a random street because it's all walled off. So, how do you get in your boat right in front of everyone?
Probably not a good idea.
No, we go find some bushes near the farming village and go from there.
Alright, so you take another 20-minute ride and then boat over.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Skip more town. So you arrive at the port, at the docks, and you see a few small ships loading and unloading cargo. And there are, once again, many guards and seems like lots of paperwork being filed here as well. But a shorter line, because there are only a couple of ships.
But then again, it took a while to get here in the first place. So
Yeah. Oh yeah, what did you do with your horses?
crap, we don't take the boat.
I was just waiting the line. Come on.
Yeah, let's just wait in the line.
Okay, fine.
We can
Forgot
use
about the
port as
horses.
an emergency exit.
Yeah. If we need to get out, we can use that. Keep that in mind.
By the way,
Guards might try to confiscate our stuff.
which horses did you bring with you?
What do you mean?
You got horses from 2 locations. Did you bring the ones from
Wait, we got horses from... Do we?
from Haven Farah, or the ones from the ruins and all the guards there, from Helm the Fox?
The military riding horses, you mean?
Yeah. Basically, the military
And then
horses
there
are
were-
the normal, non-military horses.
There were other horses?
Yeah.
I don't
There-
remember the other horses.
They were starved and malnourished at Haven Farah. They were brought in by the mayor. He used them to deliver the spider eaters.
Oh, those. Oh, wow, that's way back.
Right. Those are your first horses. But you're probably
Well, I know what my horse is.
You're probably on the ones from Tierra Enred, I would think.
Yeah, they're hardier.
And more suspicious.
For someone who really knows their horses, they might be able to tell that these are of a variety common there.
But we do own a horse ranch where we're constantly breeding horses.
You've only had it for less than a year.
Constantly breeding horses. Constantly.
I don't know horse gestation period and time to
Yeah.
adulthood,
Wizards did it.
but it's
Wizards.
got to be longer than that. All right. Anyway,
I don't know. Chris did it in a week.
yeah. So you eventually make your way to the front of the line. It takes you about an hour, and it's already getting to be early afternoon. And the guard says, "Hold up. What brings you to Stadoric?" Come on, someone pick up. I don't have all day.
We come seeking knowledge at the library. We come from the Riverkeep at the front. We had an incursion of undead. We need to research more about them.
What he means to say is, we are here to see a sage. When I hand him the letter of recommendation from the mayor to the sage.
Okay, he looks a little bit concerned after what Wraith says. Notices your badges, though. Your Frontier Alliance badges. And then he takes the letter. He's like, Yes, siege, library, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And how long will you be staying in town?
Probably not.
No more than a week, probably just a few days.
Right. He's noting this down on a piece of paper. And can I get all of your names? Affiliations?
Beth Mapleson, Paladin of whatever her name is.
Cheryl.
Cheryl. Paladin of Cheryl.
And
you guys say whatever you plan on saying.
And I see you're also affiliated with the Frontier Alliance.
Yes.
She notes down everything we say. Does everyone else?
So, Trevor, do you give? What names do you give them?
What was it? What is that? What's my? Oh God, no!
Well, you already decided you're gonna lie if you rolled that.
I say Wraith, I have no last name.
I can't remember what my last name was. This is a problem.
I
It's
thought
Underfoot.
you halfling folk were very proud of your family lineages and had long lines of generations and so on.
Mine has done something that I cannot be proud of.
Well,
Oh boy.
doesn't matter.
That's not suspicious.
Yes. It's something that you can't be proud of. Perhaps it's something we don't want in our city. So,
He married outside the family. That's why they're angry with him, honestly.
Please make a persuasion check. I love it if you made a persuasion check right
that'll be a
now.
deception.
It failed. I'd have to get, oh God, I'd have to get maybe like a 3 to fail.
Give me a deception on that one. Okay. That's not deception, but
Oh! But isn't it persuasion? Why do I need to
you're
roll perception?
lying. He's not married.
I know. I don't need to know what
That we know of.
I just need to make sure it sounds okay to the guard.
Yeah, but you're still
Still
lying.
be deception. But I mean, just take the roll, I guess.
Oh, I can roll.
Are the numbers the same?
Is it the same? Is it
No.
the same number?
No, there's a difference of 10. Why do I need to roll perception?
No.
Deception.
Deception.
Ah, good point. I'm
Is
11. I can roll again if you want.
Right, so you said it's the same number?
Yes, it is 11.
Okay.
I can also roll performance. Same number.
Okay, so fine, just give me your name. Still need to have the full name, even if you're married outside the family and don't know.
Where did I write my name?
It's right under your rolls, if you notice.
Is it? Yes, it's Regis Underfoot.
That's yours, but
Yeah, but he was,
Tommy needs to give a last name.
he was asking Wraith.
He'll be Mac.
Fine, McDougan.
Alright. And what do you think? Joe Mackerel, would he give his name?
He's not here, so I'll say yes. If it doesn't come up yet, maybe we can ask him next time.
He says he's committed to his crewmates, so if you're all giving your real names, then I guess he probably would decide to do that too.
That's right, game's going on.
Oh,
Chris, your
Speak of the devil.
father!
Chris, you're a father. That's all I'm going to tell you.
Wait, what?
Unless you want to get on right now, that's all I'm going to tell you.
Nope, it's too late. He's gonna have to figure it out next week.
Okay.
Okay, though, actually, since he's here, Chris, we're entering the town. They're asking for our names. Would you give your real name, I'm assuming? We all did, so.
Let's see. This is Joe Mackerel.
Yeah.
Yes, he would.
Yeah, he give his real name.
Joe would.
Joe would. Okay. Shoot.
All right.
He's a bit known in some of the sailor
Go away,
circles
Papa.
for falling off of ships.
So he notes down all of your names. He takes them on separate pieces of paper, along with your affiliations and so on. And he says, right, well, then the last thing is going to be 2 gold tax for entering the city.
Okay.
I can do that.
And as each of you pay, he stamps the papers with an official looking seal and hands you your paper and waves you on.
Huh, that wasn't so bad.
Says, we'll have to make sure that you not brandish your halberd here, sir.
Oh,
Swords and other sidearms are allowed, but weapons of war are not permitted to be used within the city.
Seems perfectly
aren't
logical.
swords weapons of war?
Swords are sidearms. People walk around with swords all the time.
Okay.
So you can basically you'll have until you arrive at your inn or wherever where you're going to be able to stow it. You can carry it, and you'll carry it on your way out, but you're not allowed to walk around with it in the city in the meantime.
All right. After we're out of sight of the guy, I guess I could just put it in the bag of holding.
Portable hold.
Portable hole.
Of holding.
But I'm not going to do it in front of him, or else he's gonna want to see the contents.
Bag of portable hole thing.
The bag of portable hole. The hole in our pocket.
All right. So you'll do that. Everyone else pays your 2 gold tax. And Tommy, did you take off your 25%? No, you didn't.
No, I didn't. I didn't
Hey,
have
calculate that later,
I
maybe.
don't have a child, so I don't have to pay child support, right?
That's.
Mm-hmm.
They were voluntary donations. Possibly under duress.
The only donation given was the
Okay,
donation.
I'm working on it.
So you're now inside the city. You sense kind of a sullen atmosphere as people go through the streets, lugging their carts and. So you decided to figure out, or come and join us, find out what that was all about.
Said we couldn't tell him until next week.
Hey, Chris.
Hey,
What's going on?
I'm a father.
It's a boy.
What should we tell him, guys? Should we tell him?
We tell him that after he spent a week getting drunk, he ended up a father.
What, you rolled on the downtime tables, the new ones?
No, I think we're gonna have to explain it. Are you actually gonna be joining us for any of the game? Or
Do you need me to? You just reached the town. Sounds like there's going to be talking.
yeah, they've been talking all
Oh,
along.
pretty good. basically, I'll explain it in 5 seconds ish. So, you remember that temple you guys stopped at? There's boulders. You had a wild party. Afterwards,
He didn't.
you
He
find
wasn't there.
out.
Time up.
What temple?
You went
We
to a
found-
temple
okay, fine.
of Balin, the moon goddess.
We found a temple of a nature god. We had a wild party for the Midsummer Festival that we don't remember, but it lasted a week.
You planned to stay the night.
Uh,
You all got drunk on the first night, and you woke up a week later.
It was great. We made it to the next town over, and your egg hatched.
What egg?
Orden's egg, the spell storing egg.
It hatched!
And now
You're
it's
a
yours,
father, Chris.
We'll only listen to you.
You
And
are
all
its
the
official
fucking
master.
spells on it.
We never got a chance to, but I was planning to fill it full of spells and do all these experiments.
Well, you
Exactly. It's why it only acknowledges you as its
Well,
master. Only
You
you can fill it
did
with
those
spells.
experiments last session.
There were more I was going to do.
Well, apparently you did enough.
It hatched. What does that mean?
So,
what came out of it?
look in the side thing under NPCs,
There's two different things.
non-player characters.
I got a birdie?
Yeah, ignore the healing wings thing because yours doesn't have that. But everything else.
Reminds me of Captain Obvious.
But I made it out of lightning. Why is it vulnerable lightning?
That was what I said earlier.
Yes, but it also, because you made it from lightning, it has a lightning attack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
A breath
vulnerable to
weapon.
lightning because it's a machine.
Okay.
And only you can fill it with spells now.
Yeah, that's the one thing it lost, is it only accepts spells from you now instead of from anyone. But it gained a bunch of other things.
So you're going to have to give it a name.
Mm-hmm. Polly. What? I'm a sailor.
He is a pirate.
I'm a privateer, basically, and hunt other pirates.
It's not a parrot, it's a hawk.
Hawkeye.
No,
I'm not the most creative.
I like Polly.
Mm-hmm.
I like the mechanical hawk named Polly.
Okay. It doesn't really have its own intelligence and will. It won't do anything unless you tell it to. So
Yeah, you have to give it very specific orders. It's a robot.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, those elemental blasts are fun.
Yeah, if you look on the egg, there's more information there too.
So you said the only thing it doesn't have is healing wings?
yeah.
Why not? Yeah, the healing wings.
Because you didn't activate it with the healing
'Cause you-
spell, you activated it with the lightning spell.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, so you make your way into the city, as I was saying. It's kind of a dull and lifeless place, despite the large number of people.
So we should probably deliver the package, right? I mean, it's due today.
Oh, another thing we did is we found a guy with no return cards. We helped him out. He's a courier, and we're delivering his package to an alchemist.
Can we blow it
There
up?
were other stuff involved, but that's what ended up happening.
Okay. Hey, Trevor, Alchemist Tower, watch that first step.
Inside jokes. Woo!
Yeah, not that fun for other people.
Previous campaigns.
So we should deliver it to the alchemist because it's due today.
Oh yeah, we want to yeah, we need to do that
Otherwise-
first.
My
Do
hatch.
preferably early today, and it's already like 2 o'clock.
Wait, really?
You spent a while in line. Actually, it's probably, I guess, probably just a little after noon at this point. Took a couple
Okay.
hours ride plus an hour in line. So,
Well, we go to the
to the northern district.
yeah, my halberd's in my halberd's in the hole.
And also your bows.
So we
Anyone
go
who
to the
has
such district.
anyone who has a bow or crossbow will need to put that. Basically, swords and daggers are allowed to be carried, and anything else, pretty much.
They would
So
never
probably my
suspect
javelins too.
long sort of +1 tennis.
My javelins are probably in the hole too.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
Okay.
off to see the alchemist.
Okay. So you make your way through the town, pass by a large temple of some deity.
Ah, yes, the temple of such and such
Well, you're not
in the
paying
district of such
too
and
close
such.
attention.
Sam, might want to refresh. You have like a 7-second delay whenever you talk.
Oh, is that happening again?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Still a little late,
Hello.
but it's
It must
they're
be my
still-
phone. Aha.
Okay, I guess this happens when I unplug my computer and move it.
Doesn't matter. I mean, I can still hear you just fine.
just happens as the night wears on. The computer gets tired.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be fine in a week or so.
I can pick up and drop objects up to 10 pounds, so I can have it grab a 10-pound rock, fly up really high, and drop it on people.
Or children.
Or a coconut.
Mm-hmm.
You can grab it by the husk.
So, the temple you passed is the Temple of Erebeth, in case you cared. I don't remember all of the deities' names offhand, but I knew which one I wanted it to be. So, and then you see the keep, which is situated atop a large hill, basically. It looks like it was probably built there rather than a natural hill. And it has many tiers of ground and walls and stuff. Heavily fortified keep. There are no other structures nearby it, directly surrounding it for like a quarter mile. And guards keep vigil atop the keep. So passing by that, you arrive in the northern district, and you know that somewhere around here there's an alchemist shop called the Blue Potion.
Wait, they took my warhammer?
No, the Warhammer's in the hole.
Yeah,
So
you're
they didn't
allowed to.
have to.
They allowed you to carry it to your inn or wherever you're staying, and you can carry it in and out, but you can't carry it around the city. So you decided to just put everything in the portable hole right away.
We lost someone. Good question.
I'll be back.
Is the what's his name? Is a warhammer 10 pounds or less?
Oh
Be
no.
on your sheet.
I'm trying to remember.
It's 2 pounds.
What?
2 pounds for him.
The two-handed bludgeoning weapon? Oh, no, I must be thinking of a different character.
No,
One-handed, isn't it?
the maul is the two-handed one.
Yeah, I have a maul, not a warhammer. How do I have a warhammer?
You have a warhammer. You never had them all.
Is that a different character, Sam? I'm thinking of.
Must be.
Oh
Okay.
yes, it's from a different game. Sorry. Okay, Warhammer. Yeah, 2 pounds. My hawk may have my warhammer up really high, waiting for me to call it down, so I can have my warhammer while walking the city.
Okay.
Wait, what's the penalty for having a weapon?
Potentially getting thrown in
You'll
jail.
be shot.
And are you not allowed to have a weapon while walking around?
You can carry sidearms, things like swords and daggers. That's it.
Will they let me carry my whip?
I guess.
I think that would.
Cool. I'm not going to have my bird hold my warhammer. I'm going to have my whip.
You barely ever use a weapon anyway.
What?
You barely ever use a weapon anyway.
Yeah, but see, it's one of the things I dislike being disarmed.
You have a mechanical hawk that can claw people to death and breathe lightning. Yes, tell me how you are disarmed. And you can hide it as the egg. So, if anything, seems to me that this is better than the Warhammer.
Well, no, that's why I'm taking the. Apparently, I was given permission to have my whip on me, so I'm good. No smuggling then.
Right. So, you do also notice that many of the people in town, probably most of them actually, have a little crest on their, or like a crest pin on their clothes.
Is it a star?
Huh?
Nothing.
You also see the same. Well, recognize it after a little while as the same crest that flies on the flags over the keep. So it's rising sun over a hill on green background.
Okay.
And a lot of other people are kind of looking at you as you walk by, a little bit suspicious / fearful. Anyway, you arrive in the northern
I start
district.
strutting.
So what do you do when you get there?
Find the blue potion.
You're gonna ask someone?
I've got a funny feeling the blue potion's on the blacklist.
Well, you're recording this session, right?
Yeah.
I'll watch some of the recording later.
Okay.
I'm going to wander off.
Cheater.
Well, now that I know I don't need to smuggle my weapon in, I think I'm done.
Okay, bye.
But we were going to keep the father thing a secret. Because.
Probably want a cracker?
I
have actually trained it to say that.
It can't speak. It can whistle.
Effort.
It whistles 15 men on a dead man's chest.
Yes.
No,
Can it do that?
It whistles like a whistle. Not
like a
any
train whistle?
melodies. Like a tin whistle, yeah.
Wow, that's loud. Okay, we're not going to teach it in town.
Okay. Well, see you next time, I guess, Chris. You already froze.
All right, off to find the alchemist.
So you ask around. Give me a persuasion check.
All right, I'll be right
Or
there.
investigation, maybe?
Actually, yeah, investigation could work.
Oh, okay, got it.
Okay.
Pretty good.
So you come up to someone and kind of backs off a little bit or leans away from you as you come. Yes, what do you want? You ask him about the potion.
Yes, sir. May I inquire as to the location of a specific alchemist who runs the blue cauldron or the blue potion? Excuse me.
Right, just on that way. Off with you.
Okay. Have a nice day.
He kind of hurries on. Seems like he really doesn't want to duck.
Thank you.
Okay, so you head down the street that he lightly gestured towards, and after you continue winding your way through there, you see on a little side passage a sign that you assume is the blue potion because it depicts a blue vial of liquid, or vial of blue liquid, rather.
That's the competing alchemist. Vile blue liquid. So,
If we drink it, it'll refill our mana.
So you head over to the potion shop.
I suppose so.
Okay. You see a few guards in here, and you notice one of them eyes you as you enter the shop.
Something happening?
No.
Having the terminal deal canceled. I mean, having.
But you can't see outside once you go inside. Close the doors. There's no windows on here.
Okay.
So the inside shelves are furnished with all sorts of alchemic tools, as well as some potions and various vials of all sorts of weird liquids and reagents and so on. And you see an old halfling hobbling around the shop in the back. She says, come in. How can I help you?
Are you the owner of this establishment?
I am.
Then we have something for you.
Oh, do you now? What have you got?
I have no idea. We haven't opened yet.
He puts on his glasses and flicks a couple of lenses into place. You hand him the package?
Yes.
Ah,
That was the
yes!
refractor,
Why,
right?
thank you. I've been expecting this. Just barely made it in time. My daughter will love it. And he sets it down on the counter. So, I believe you were promised something when you arrived, right?
Yes.
So, he looks around the shop a bit. Here you go. Reaches up onto a shelf and grabs the liquid. He says, you look like you could use this.
What is it?
Now that, my friend, is a potion of heroism. It'll make you quite brave and strong, fearless in sight of danger. You could actually...
I think I can cast heroism.
It's slightly different.
If I may be so rude as to inquire as to what were the contents of the box, we didn't open it, but man,
Yes. I can't open it. It's supposed to be a surprise for my daughter.
okay, but it's not like 1,000 Years of Darkness or some evil magical tool or.
It was a gift I ordered from craftsmen in a distant land, using rare woods to carve a fine toy for her.
Okay.
I ordered it from the strange hermit known as Amazon.
Well, I sent for it from one of my traveling friends.
Okay, well, as long as it doesn't hurt anyone or cause any kinds of horrible trouble, I
I'm
suppose.
certain everything will be just fine. It's just a simple toy. Unless you know something that I don't know.
No, I don't. I know probably less than you do.
Hmm. Maybe
Anyway, citizens seem very standoffish. Why is that? We're just, we're delivery men. We don't know anything about this town.
Inside check to see if he's on the up and up.
it doesn't seem like he's lying to you. You think it seems like he honestly just ordered some gift for his daughter.
The daughter who's the evil
Right.
warlord of darkness, yes. But, nah, it's fine.
So you wanted to know what was...
I'd like to ask him about maybe why the citizens were so hesitant to point us as to where this place, the location of the blue potion.
Well, you see... actually... Both of you give me a... either perception or investigation check.
Eek. That works.
Okay, Biff, you notice that he is not wearing one of the pins that almost everyone else was. It says, well, not everyone likes my shop, and most people don't take kindly to outsiders either, so it's understandable that they would be a little nervous speaking to you.
Maybe Biff should inquire about the pins.
I'm not sure if Biff would do that, though.
Yeah, good point. He'd probably forget all about it. Could you tell us the location of this person and show him the thing about the sage? Unless we have like specific instructions as to where it was.
Gauntia Millspeak. Oh yes, I'm a good friend of hers. Or at least, I would like to consider us good friends. She works in Stadoric Library, which is down in Southwest District.
Okay, thank you.
And, but aren't you simply deliveryman? What business do you have with the sage?
Asking questions in this town gets people killed. I'm not wrong.
Are you? He doesn't say anything else.
You just convinced him we're part of the secret police.
No, we're not part of the secret police. No, we're here. We're here on official Frontier Alliance business.
I was saying that out of character.
Oh, okay. But yeah, no. We're just simple. That was one of our tasks, was to deliver this package. The next one was to talk to the sage. Official Frontier Alliance business.
Okay. Right, well... before you go, would you like to take a look around, see anything you like? If you're part of the Frontier Alliance, I'm sure there's something useful here for you.
Sure, we look around.
Okay.
Careful to not step on any trapdoors or full with sharks with laser beams or...
Right, looking around, I mean, you have no idea what most of these things are, and most of it's not labeled. So...
Do you have any health potions?
I do. I have several potions that will restore vitality and health. Would you prefer our simpler variety, or perhaps something for more dire injuries?
More dire
I
injuries.
also have this nice ointment that you can apply externally.
More dire injuries, please.
Ooh, what's that do?
The ointment heals poisons, diseases, and health. And
Doesn't normal health potions heal poisons and disease?
I can already do that.
Shh, don't tell them that, Biff. You'll hurt his feelings. Let's just buy the big health potions and go.
Okay.
And we got a potion of heroism too, right?
Yes, which I have just added to your treasure list here.
Heroism or heroism? Ah, heroism. Much better than a potion of heroism.
Potion of harrowingism.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, that is nice.
No concentration required.
Mm-hmm. Plus for an hour, plus 10 extra hit points.
Yeah, that's nice.
The other potions, he's
It's not
got...
like the potion of vulnerability I got before, but
Shh.
Yeah.
we make good use of it.
What may I inquire as to the price of your greater health potions?
Well, those cost quite a bit. Charge the going rate for the standard potions, 50 gold each. But for the more advanced ones, of double potency, those will cost you 400 gold each. And
What
I
do you think?
even have one of
My store?
quadruple potency, which I won't part with for fewer than 2,000 gold.
What do you think, Sam? Should we just buy the health potions, or
What were the middle ones worth again?
400. So 44 plus 4, and 8d4 plus 8 are the others.
You don't need the humongous one.
if we buy all the health potions here, we won't have to load up for quite a while. And we have lots of platinum. And Thunderdelve gold to launder. Seems to me that that'd be easy to launder if
You're pretty far from the doors here, at least relatively. So what do you want to buy here? He's got 3 of the medium potions and like 10 of the normal ones.
Yeah, let's get some medium ones. Yeah, let's talk about potions.
And what else are we spending our money on?
Tommy, can you hear?
5 seconds.
Thank you. So the alchemist here has potions for you. Where did you drop out?
I dropped out with Chris.
Yeah, well, you made it to the alchemist's place. He gave you a potion of heroism.
Everyone else just froze for me. Hold on.
Did I freeze?
Okay.
My computer keeps shutting. Adobe Updater, so I think I got it.
My window froze for a bit there too. I don't know what's going on.
So, Alchemist?
Right. So you gave him the package. He says that it's a gift for his daughter, and that she'll be so excited. And then he gave you a potion of heroism, which is an hour-long bless spell plus 10 hit points.
And we can't kill him and raid his store and steal the package.
Did anyone make an insight check to see if he was lying?
Yes, Biff made a very good one.
And And
There
he's
you go,
also
one.
got several potions of healing that you can buy. He's got 10 of the standard kind. There's 3 of double potency for 400 gold each, and 1 of quadruple potency for 2,000 gold.
Do you guys want to buy some of those for like the party?
Yeah, we could launder the Thunderdale money.
Yeah.
How much gold do we have?
Lots.
Let's just buy all of them.
You've got like 12,500.
I say we buy the 3 really good ones and then all the smaller ones.
How much would that be?
So the 3 medium potions, not the strongest one.
Yeah, 3 mediums would come out to
1,200.
and the 12 smaller ones would be
10.
600.
10 smaller ones, so 50.
10
So
smaller ones would be 500.
5,500. 1,700 altogether.
Why not buy the large?
Are you gonna spend that?
Nah. Not the large one, but
All the rest?
yeah, let's clear them out.
Is this a town where you can actually buy magical stuff
Except
though?
for the big one.
A few things, possibly. You were kind of directed to the alchemist shop, so you know where to get it. You're not going to be able to just find a magic market. Potion making is a little bit simpler than most magic items. So
Maybe we should ask him what other potions he has besides helpful. I mean, if he has a potion of heroism, then he might have some other nice things.
Well, can you try to persuade him to tell us where to buy magical things just for the heck of it? I mean, if he knows, you'd be
still
one.
want a magic weapon. I'm still the only one without one.
I agree with that. He needs a magical weapon.
Well, I do have one more potion you might be interested in. Let me double check.
Stop that.
I have a potion of fire giant strength that I could sell for 3,500, perhaps. So that gives you a strength of 25 for an hour.
That sounds like pretty.
Uh,
That sounds like some stuff you could use before the big bad. I see some nodding from the official treasurer.
can we? Well, let's see if they have any magical items like bracers of ogre strength or anything like that before we buy the potion.
I thought magical items can't be bought, only found.
Generally,
I don't
no.
think they.
I mean, if you really scrounge around the city, you might be able to find something. But
This wouldn't be the city that you would try to scrounge around on because you would distract suspicion from the authorita.
yeah, probably would.
$25 strength for an hour. How many turns of combat is that?
Potion of.
Well, I guess we're not going to spend money on much anything else. I'd say buy it for a trump card. Or you can just give it to Elmer.
It'll. What? Give it to Elmer?
Yeah, give it to Elmer when we're in our desperate need. The immortal stag.
Tell you
Moose.
what, if you buy that plus all those other potions, I'll knock off a bit and sell the bundle for 5,000. Saves you 200
wait.
gold.
1,700 plus. No, that's fine. All right.
Okay.
Are we actually starting to run out of money?
Yeah, I think we are. But I mean, it's for a good cause. I mean, we don't.
That's
buy
like half our money.
I know, but what else do we buy? We only buy resurrection.
Is that just the party funds?
Yeah.
No, I'm asking thing. Was that just the party fund money?
Yes.
That was the 12,000.
Mm-hmm. And that's not counting
Okay, so
your
we still have the
gems.
person money to add to that.
That was just the coins from the treasury.
Oh. Well,
That's just the only coins of the Thunder.
sure, let's get all this awesome stuff.
All right, I'll knock that down to 700 platinum.
Trevor, do you want to try to persuade him to go lower?
I don't want to offend him.
He already knocked off 200 gold.
I feel like if I got a 2, he would spit in our eyes and tell us to go away.
Okay, up to you.
I don't know. I mean, I could try it if the party's for it.
No, you didn't think of it, so it's fine. It's better in the moment.
It'd be persuasion.
I do have plus 11
Yeah,
persuasion.
fine.
Sam's getting farther and farther behind. Why does this happen?
What do you mean?
I could try it.
What do you mean Sam's getting farther and farther behind?
His audio is coming in later and later.
He means this.
Oh my goodness. That is awesome. Oh. Say something, Sam.
No.
Oh my goodness. Oh. Okay, that was great. But I thought you meant like, is there any? I don't know. Where would you find magical weapons? Just on the frontier? Like where do we?
Ancient
know.
ruins.
Wait a second. Hold on. Maybe the alchemist has some connections. I mean, after
Dungeons.
all, he used his connections to get his daughter that present. Maybe he's got connections to get Biff a magical glaive or whatever he has. Or to at least tell us someone who could.
Well, I don't know those. I don't know much about making weapons. The magic that I know of is more of on the order of trinkets and potions, alchemical devices.
Okay, well, have a nice day. Here's a lot of money. I hope it pays your rent for the next 5 years.
Well, I wish you well, and I hope you put those potions to good use.
We'll probably have.
We will. If you're looking for an auxiliary station for the Frontier Alliance, do you happen to know where that might be?
I believe that they are actually not stationed within the town directly. You would have to head over to Sarton. If you just take the west path, Sarton's a small station up north. They might have some Frontier Alliance members there.
Do you guys want to go there and get another quest, or
Well, we're supposed to stage.
why did we come to the city in the first place? I still don't understand
Talk
that.
to the sage.
Oh,
We
okay, let's talk to that guy.
So do you head over to the Stadoric library to talk to the sage down to you?
Yes.
All right. Head down to the library. And let's put these right there. When you arrive, you see that the library is a massive structure. It's several floors tall. It covers probably I don't know, I'm trying to think like the area of a high school track, maybe double that. So it's pretty large for a building in this era. And it's,
Well, the king is a wizard.
yes, knowledge is highly revered in the kingdom, in the Dominion, as it is called, Altra's Dominion.
Let's go and find the sage.
They head inside and talk to someone, blah, 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 show the letter introduction, and they lead you to, I keep forgetting her name, Dantia Mills Peak. And you find an older woman, actually probably in her 70s or so, and she greets you and accepts the letter. Reads over it quickly. Says, "So you're friends of Harren Dwyer's? I haven't heard from him in quite some time. What
Yes,
brings
there's a
you?"
village is busy being assaulted by many, many, many undead.
And that is why I chose to stay here in Stadoric. So what brings you here to the library?
Were we going to ask about one of the families?
Yes, you wanted to know about House Paranet and Rutgerius.
Oh yeah, the locations of the locations of the houses. That's what we wanted to know.
Wait. Says, I do not happen to have this information on hand or off the top of my head, but I know where I can look to find it. And as you come recommended from Harren, I will give you my lowest rates and finder's fees.
Also, do you happen to know if, on a side note, of any we think that the last battle was almost too close to call, so we're looking for more magical equipment to help us against the undead horde.
Hordes, plural.
So you're asking about the locations of their battles, right?
No, I'm more asking for the location of things that could help us against them. Weapons of some power. Doesn't have to be some legend, just something.
Well, I can certainly try to see if any of that comes up during my research. These names are rather obscure, however, for modern days. And so it could take me some time to find the information that you want.
Would it take more than a week?
I should have everything together within 5 days to a week.
Okay, because the guards are going to kick us out in a week, or deport us, or throw us in a jail, or torture us. I don't know.
Well, I will do my best to ensure that that does not happen.
Okay, dear.
So if you pay me 50 gold for my services, I will have everything that I can find at the end of the week.
Here you go, my lady.
Oh, just to be curious, how much would 1,700 gold get a person? Would it be able to pay their taxes for a week, or how much would that get a person here?
1,700 gold. That is quite a considerable sum for anyone, lower than nobility and royalty. I would say it's certainly a respectable amount, but anyone dealing in high-value items would need to spend that much on a
We did.
possibly
about
fairly regular
5,000?
basis. Huh?
What about 5,000 gold? How much would that get the person? Even if they were dealing with, say, potions.
Oh, 5,000 gold is a considerable sum. It is enough to buy many rare ingredients.
Okay. Just curious. For no particular reason.
Okay, onwards. We pay the good lady and go find a good end and montage for a week.
Alright, so you head to an inn. You have trouble finding one, actually. Not too much trouble. You find one, but it takes you a while, and everyone's just kind of hunkered down. No one really seems to want to talk. They're all either suspicious of each other or hiding because they don't want to be thought of as suspicious. That's what it looks like.
Once we're level 10, we'll come back and take over the city.
Well, I mean, if you're trying to hide, wouldn't that look way more suspicious?
It's more that they just don't want to talk. No one wants to talk to anyone.
So basically, if I was to start performing in the middle of the town square, I would definitely get arrested.
You definitely attract a lot of attention.
All right. Oh, well, I suppose we should go to bed. All right.
Chris is here now.
Oh, well, I suppose we should go to bed.
The audio came through.
I shoot him.
The audio came through right.
We're having the audio delay. So
Of 25 seconds or more. This is very confusing.
Like 4 or 5, but that's still way too long.
Of 25 seconds or more. This is very confusing.
Like 4 or 5, but that's still way too long.
Testing.
When did it start? When I logged in?
Testing.
Uh,
All right, it's 8 seconds.
8 seconds. Wow.
but
All right,
why?
it's 8 seconds.
Did you guys reload? Why is it doing this?
I think it was just Sam's connection. It's fine, but he can still fight, so I don't think we'll need to be fight. We're just sleeping in the inn, right? Connection. It's
Sleeping in the end, getting
but
information.
He can still fight, so I don't think we'll need to be fight. We're just sleeping in the inn, right?
Yeah, and we're echoing very badly because we can hear ourselves talking through you. We're echoing very badly because we can hear ourselves talking through. Okay. So yeah, if you mute and chat, that might work better. So you head to the inn, whatever. Do you try to strike up a conversation with anyone, or you just order your drinks and food and go to bed?
We should just order our drinks and food and go to bed. We are not suspicious at all. Ha! Ha 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 ha! Ha! Ha!
Okay. As time passes, days pass, you note that... Well, actually, what are you doing during this time? Give me a general idea of how you're spending these days.
What would I?
Go sightseeing.
Maybe
tour
looking.
the town.
Maybe just reading books in the library. I guess.
Reading random books in the library.
That seems like something I would do. Explore the library. It's a gigantic building, right?
Yeah, so you're looking for storybooks to add to your repertoire?
And other things of relevance to our adventure.
We're basically waiting a week, Sam, is all we're doing. All they're doing. Yes, there's an orphanage. So you go help out at the orphanage. Okay.
And I'll be at the library.
I'll be. I'll be. You're the best one to find out rumors.
Library.
I stealth around listening for rumors,
Oh boy.
trying to find out what's actually happening here.
Okay.
Being stealthy about it.
So, from what you can gather over the next couple of days, just a general idea. Once again, I lost all the names, but this one I can actually pull up, so give me a second. The leader of the secret police seems to hold a lot of sway over the region.
Okay.
Seems like people are more worried about him and talking about him and the secret police and whatever. At least when they're whispering, they're talking more about him than they are about the Duke and other leaders. Where is okay, Althon. Wait. Althon. Yes, Althon Edelman is the head of the-
Alphon Beetle Noggin?
Althon Edelman
Okay.
is the head of the secret police. And you actually see him as you're wandering around. Crowds part in front of him, and you kind of blend in with the crowds a little bit, and you see who you later find out is him walking down the street, surrounded by many tough-looking guards, and just just seems like everyone kind of avoids looking in his direction as he passes.
Okay. Do I find anything of note at the library?
Is there anything specific that you want to try to look for?
I suppose not. Oh, good point. Darn.
Because, I mean, you can find some new stories to tell, but if you don't have anything specific you're looking for, then you're not really going to find much.
I guess I'd look about Legends of Treasure. That seems like something I'd look for. Not so much magical weapons as just cash. Or stuff of value, at least.
Okay, you find a couple of stories that include tales of lost treasures.
No, Sam, they don't have any pictures.
Some of the books have pictures, but more of more to be illustrative of like diagrams and such, more than actual picture books. Yeah, read.
Here, Biff, why don't you memorize these pictures? And I show him the books with the diagrams.
So, all right, Trevor, you do find some interesting stories about treasures, and I'll get something for you.
Hooray!
By the time it becomes relevant, I'll get something for you.
Fair enough.
And Biff, you spend your time with the children, showing your loving kindness, helping at the orphanage. The children love you after the first day.
They don't tell you that all of their parents were executed as for treason.
Well, the orphanage does seem to have a rather high number of children in it for a town of this size. Especially when not on the frontier. Or not at the edge of the frontier. I don't do inspiration points, but I could give XP. Alright. On your 5th day in town, something strange happens. The atmosphere shifts, and there's kind of a subtle buzz of activity, and there's lots of people just talking in the streets, whispering hurriedly back and forth. You don't
Looks
need to
like
type
the daughter
two,
got
you
her
can-
present.
Oh, fine. With my assassin's cloak, I listen in to their conversations in the shadows of an alley.
Okay, you are practically invisible with that thing. So, you spend a little while in the morning trying to gather information. And you hear that there are rumors that there's... Well, you hear about some announcement that's coming up. Supposedly there's supposed to be a big announcement at noon, right outside the central keep. And you're not sure... No one's really sure what's going to happen, but the Duke himself is going to come out and announce something.
And he's given over his title to the head of the secret police, I'm sure.
You also notice that many of the guards look rather more worried than they have recently, and more distracted as well. Like, they're not even looking at you as you go around. They're all running from here to there in hurries and just ignoring most of the people.
Oh, maybe someone's started. Well, I guess we should suppose we should wait to noon.
Should start the bar brawl. I think we'll let Chris decide if he wanted to start a bar fight, but... So do you head over to the meeting area?
I suppose we should.
Oh, he did say that?
That's because you asked.
It's a public hanging. That's why everyone's running about.
Oh, man. That...
Are you sure he wants to start a bar fight in this town?
I asked Biff to stop him before he does.
Biff stops him.
This is probably one of the worst places to do that. You're all trying to lie low. And actually...
Oh, that's good. Plausible deniability. He changed his mind. Let's wait in the
no, he's
plaza.
That's...
So, Chris...
This is the worst town to do a bar fight.
Yeah. Throughout the days as you're leading up to this 5th day, you've actually been stopped several times by guards and asked to show your papers and had to present them each time or whatever. So you know they've got a heavy watch on you. It seems like every few hours someone asks for them, as long as you're outside.
Cool. Well, still, I practice my Orcus cursing. I go to a bar, practice my Orcus cursing.
And no one understands you.
So you're sitting off in the corner cursing to yourself.
Oh no, not to myself. Seeing what gets good reactions.
Okay. Most of the people in the tavern aren't really talking. It's very
That's the
dull
reason
place.
I may have gotten in a bar brawl.
No one seems inclined to start a fight.
I'm very disappointed. What sort of town is this for getting a good old bar brawl? I drink some more alcohol.
Let's wait and see what the announcement is.
Well, that happens. So then on the 5th day, you hear rumors of the announcement. And you all head over to the keep?
Yes.
Alright. So you see quite the crowd is gathering here. And they're being much livelier than usual. And as noon approaches, you see presumably the Duke, dressed in noble clothes, riding his royal stagecoach down into the town square. He stands up on a large podium and says that, "Fellow men of Stadoric, I have grievous news to report. It seems Alfon Edelman, my closest advisor, has vanished in the night. Anyone with word pertaining to where he has gone, what has happened, is to bring their information to me immediately, and you will be rewarded. He is wanted, preferably alive, but dead if necessary. Under suspicion as being a spy."
The head of the secret police is a spy. This dude is, oh man, he's a nutcase.
Do you say that out loud?
No.
I do.
No. So, immediately the crowd starts gossiping and noise level rises. Everything. He says, "Until further notice, the city will be under martial law," and he points towards some other man, a soldier person here. And Celis here is in command.
As he's speaking, I sneak away into the crowd and try to find that guy's house. And sneak in while everyone's in the square and find some answers.
Or he attacked you.
I also tell the group what I'm doing, and yeah.
Okay, so you tell them you're gonna sneak away. That it?
Have fun storming the castle. I can't sneak.
I'm very bit sneaky.
The Duke then returns to his stagecoach and begins to go back towards his keep.
Yeah, the sage say she'd be done researching by now.
She said, 5 to 7 days she would have everything that she'd be able to find.
Right. Well,
So,
at the library to read picture books to Biff.
so as everyone is talking and beginning to disperse, a young man comes up and he kind of looks around a little bit as you start to break off and the crowd disperses around you. He says,
"Want to buy a death stick?"
"Might I have a word with you, gentlemen?"
Sorry.
The young man, he's probably in his 20s, early 20s, and he's got work clothes on, but they look nice. So he's probably more than just commoner level. We're not trying to sell you death sticks.
You want to go home and rethink your life. Sorry.
So, do you want to talk to him? He says, I'd like to have a word with you. Huh?
I ask, what's up?
Well, you aren't from around here, right? I
What
noticed.
gave it away?
He gestures towards the pin symbol that he's got on his shirt.
Ooh, does that mean you could tell us what those mean?
These are given to every citizen.
Who says we haven't pawned ours off in the black market?
Well, I assumed that you were outsiders. You don't look like you're from around here. If that
Yeah,
is not the
we're
case,
outsiders.
then
We're not
perhaps
from
I'd be better off looking elsewhere.
What's up? Yes, we're outsiders.
Um,
My love and my lady is the sea.
well,
Been on dry ground too long.
I have some information pertaining to Althon.
And just tell the Duke then.
I'm afraid that this might not be the sort of information that he wants to hear, and I cannot act on it myself other than telling those who might be able to.
We're here to help.
So, I am one of the royal stablemen. So, I'm one of the royal stablemen, and it just so happened that last night I was working late in the stables to keep an eye on a newborn foal, and I happened to overhear Althon and two of his men coming into the stables and discussing plans as they took some of the horses out.
What did they say?
I heard that they had plans to leave immediately for a town called Avenia.
Okay, that's nice.
I whacked Trevor on the back of the head.
I don't know what their plan was, why they wanted to go there, or why they were in such a hurry. I saw him just yesterday and he seemed perfectly normal, but last night something was wrong. And Avenia is in the direction of Tyr and Rad, so perhaps he was spy, perhaps he was had some information or others to attend to deal with up there, but I don't know.
Why didn't you just tell the Duke?
Because
Sounds like the Duke is one to jump to conclusions, which is why you may not want to talk to him yet.
yeah, Alphon has been the Duke's right-hand man for so long that I don't want to give him word to possibly bring such negative views on his advisor. And
Well, I have no problem with it. All right, Dukey Poo, I got some news for you.
What's the reward?
Exactly.
Hey, is that where the fox is from?
So Helm the Fox is from Tyr and Red, yes. But that's a whole country. And it's a country to the northeast of here. But Avenia is still in your country, Altra's Dominion.
All right. Well, let's just tell the Duke.
So the reward information will get you some minor reward, probably. Bringing Althon back has a bounty of 10,000 gold if he's captured alive, 5,000 if he's dead.
Are we still?
Sounds like 5,000.
Huh?
Said it sounds like 5,000.
Gotta remember, we're right now so rich we don't need cash.
Except you just spent a lot of it on potions and such.
Really?
Yes. You bought a whole bunch of healing potions and a potion of fire giant strength.
But didn't we have like 10,000 gold left?
You've got a lot of money, but you are down like almost a third of what you had.
Eep. Well, time to refill. I get a description of the horse and the groom from the groom. What type of what was he riding?
They're each taking our finest white stallions, fastest riders. He was obviously in a hurry.
Okay, we will pursue and find out whether he should be returned forcefully or not. See if we can get to the bottom of the situation before things get messy.
But the sage is going to be done with the research soon.
I jump on Elmer. Away!
But you're not. Elmer kicks you off, or bucks you off, I guess. All right, so it's getting late. I think we'll decide what you're going to do next and then end the session. Take Polly. You got your horses.
If you can cut off your head and continually cast life magic on it, you can have your mechanical hawk carry it.
I can cast like ice storm into my hawk, have my hawk fly ahead looking for those horses, and whack them with it to slow them down as we try to catch up. That may not work.
They left last night,
Yeah.
so they've got like at least half a day lead on you.
I think someone's trying to get into my house.
So what is your plan?
Let's go. Stay. I go, Biff. Someone may need rescue. Who knows what evil schemes they'll take part? We must assist.
So Biff and Joe vote to leave immediately.
The other two players are unreachable. Let's go.
You could try to take a sidetrack to the sage. She did say she might be ready by today.
So let's gallop over to the sage, pop our heads in, and then see what's up. Is the sage in the city?
Yeah. She's just a couple miles away from the keep.
Okay. Get on the horses and charge over to the sage.
Okay. You arrive at the library, and you greet her again, whose name I always forget, Dantia. And she says, I have not quite completed my research, but I can share with you some of what I've learned. It seems that both of these families were powerful, or at the height of their power, roughly 1,000 years ago, and their true rivalry seems to have started closer to 700 years ago.
Okay.
The House Paranet was located to the northeast in modern-day Tir Anrad, whereas House Rogerius was located actually not too distant to the south of here. Any of their cities have long since fallen to ruin.
Out of character. Where was the people? Where was the advisor going to again? What city?
The town of Avinia.
Is that by chance in the direction of one of the places she mentioned?
It is
Yeah.
north.
What?
It's north,
And the places she mentioned were
or northeast and south.
ah.
It's close. Avinia, um, Avinia is within the reach of House Peronet's realm. So, I mean, at the true height of their power, House Peronet ruled this entire land. It went farther west than our current frontier, but it was centered to the northeast in Tir Anrad.
Kirahamad still standing?
Yes, in modern day Tir Anrad, the country is where it's centered.
Ah, it does a country.
A capital built on a capital.
Right, something like that. So it seems as though there was some sort of falling out about 700 years ago, and it wasn't too much later than that the fog came and both houses were lost to our records. Well, not entirely. House Peronet still has some surviving members, and they're believed to reside mostly in Tir Anrad now, whereas House Rogerius is most likely wiped out, or at least we
that's
have
not
lost
true.
all
They're actually
traces.
leading armies of undead against the western frontier.
We've lost all traces of the Rogerius bloodline at this point.
We should talk to the people in House Peronet, though. That sounds interesting.
It is unlikely that any descendants would still have that name at this point, simply because of how long it has been. But it is possible.
Yeah, well, they might have their great-great-grandfather's keepsake or something.
So I will continue to look into it, see if I can find any more hints on the Rogerius line. But I believe that I'm unlikely to find any further descendants.
Okay. So what can you tell us about what's the place the guy was running to?
Avinia.
What can you tell us about Avinia?
It's a small fishing town. A very small village.
So there'll be boats there.
Yes.
Good. My boots have been on the dry ground too long. Let's go, party.
It is situated up north. If you follow the trail, or follow the road out of the western gates, where it turns north, and then eventually take the eastern branch at Helmfirth, you should end up at Avinia.
Thank you.
So, that's your plan.
Yep.
So you get to the gates and hand in your papers to the guards. They seem to be much more of a rush than usual to get people in and out.
Why are they in such a rush?
They're just because everyone's rushing. They're undermanned here. There's only 2 guys on the whole gate.
Are they hiring?
Not at the moment.
I don't think I'd want to work for the Duke if I were you. All right, to that Allenrud place.
Lavinia.
Yeah, Alvinia.
Alright, well, anyway, you can... I think we can pick up here next session as you ride off to Avinia.
Let's see. Those are the best horses, which means they might be better than ours, which means Trevor and I need to basically cast the stat boost on all of our horses. to allow them to outrun these really fine horses.
Possibly. They do have quite the lead on you, and they were really in a hurry, so they might not be resting much either.
Yeah, but see, we can do basically, bear's endurance on all of our horses. And go, 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 go!
Yeah.
Or whatever we think would be best to make them run longer.
You could
Because we
try
got two casters who can do it. What do you think, Trevor?
Okay.
Is that a concentration spell?
Could I polymorph the horses into faster horses?
I don't know if it's that precise. I think you just do horse.
Darn.
Can you polymorph the horses into, I don't know, Pegasus?
That's a magical creature.
Shoot.
I could polymorph them into Tyrannosaurus Rexes. For all good that would do us.
What's faster than a horse?
Well, the new form can be any beast whose challenge rating is equal to or less than the target's. So something no more powerful than a horse.
So no T-Rexes.
Mm-hmm.
And no giant bats. Shoot, because they're higher CRs, I think.
I can make one of us into a giant bat.
Because if you can ride them, whoosh, go straight line, as the crow flies. I would say giant eagles, but giant eagles are intelligence. Giant bats are an animal. So are giant vultures. Aren't they, Sam?
Is that something we're gonna do? No? I got a head shake. All right.
All right.
That's right, it is a concentration spell, isn't it? For the
Well, with the egg, or the hawk, granting you another spell, you can still technically cast it on all of your horses.
we only have 3 horses,
And a moose.
but the moose is slower than horses.
That's true. So yeah, it's not quite going to work.
No, that's not true. Sam can run his moose to the ground and just summon it each day.
Poor Elmer.
What do you think of that?
Yeah. It's late. I need dinner. So we will begin next session as you start your ride towards Avenia.
How long does polymorph last if they keep making the concentration checks?
Polymorph is up to an hour. And
Oh, it's a 5th level spell. I can't cast it.
4th
They
level.
can cast 3rd levels.
Polymorph is not a 3rd level spell.
Oh.
Anyway, see you in a couple weeks, hopefully. And good night.
See you the Wednesday after next Wednesday.